No, he didn't take any injuries from it, like as far as his hit points.
No, he's good. His toughness took it. He is what you call a champ.
Okay. Down below, you can hear the banging and thrashing of the giant gulper as it struggles against the scrap pile, but it's too heavy for it to break through.
This thing could stay here and die. Agreed. Seems to be fine for now. The armor itself has already repaired itself. I don't see myself fighting any new armor anytime soon, as our chapter doesn't have that many.
You're not looking hard enough.
Enough.
With only the sting of the acid burn to remind you of your encounter with the Gulper, the kill team presses on into the darkness, I assume. Wait a minute, that's a terrible thing for me to say. I should not impress that on the party.
Go into the darkness.
That's your job.
March into the darkness, you fucking dogs.
Will do, Sergeant.
Alright, carry on, just. Don't you fucking use it.
No more than the residual heat of the radioactive deposits which litter these corridors, clinging in ropey strands and squamous globules to the wreckage of the hive's guts. But nothing creature-wise, nothing living. Also, edit out that bit where I told you what you were doing. It was terrible of me. I was railroading.
What the hell are we doing?
That was awful.
I'm so sorry.
No, but seriously, what the hell are we doing, though?
Oh, as a reminder, you're here to recover archives of House Bruellis from one of their ancient holdings in the sunken remains of what was once part of the capital hive of Octavian IV.
Aha. Pontus! He's dead, you killed him! Brother's a traitor amongst our ranks!
Are you there, Fontis?
Yep.
Yes, you can you are able to navigate through the guts of the hive from what's left of its ancient iconography. But huge amounts of it is long corroded away, forcing you to rely on your sensor readings that were issued to your war gear prior to the commencement of the operation, and your own highly developed sense of direction.
And I'll just cartographer.
Yeah, I still have that. That immensely powerful tool I have that I have no idea how to use.
Didn't you throw that down at the Gulper?
No, we threw a screamer. Fuck you, Deathwatch Cap.
Maybe
you,
map
Deathwatch
making will
Cap.
confuse it. Right. So.
Yes, March.
Yes.
Your titanic forms lumber further into the darkness, the acid swishing around your armor. Already, the exterior of your suit has been almost bleached. The chemical treatments applied to them aboard the Angelus Tenebrae, although holding strong, do display from a glossy waxen sheen, they have become dull and fused by the acidic water. Are you okay for me to post up the next bit, brothers?
That's pretty damn cool, though.
I should read these out in a dramatic voice. Would you prefer that I narrate them?
Sure, go ahead.
After several hours of treacherous exploration, you finally reach the entrance to the archive, deep within the outer hull. A vast, circular, armored vault door, large enough to admit 2 Mars-patterned dreadnoughts abreast, its iconography and heraldry corroded to illegibility. The skeletal wreckage of a gun servitor, its mechanisms rusted and fused into a solid lump, and its human components long since dissolved, sags from the rift supports in the roof above the portal. The portal has already been breached in places, dispelling the possibility of the archive somehow maintaining a pressurized atmosphere, and the original control systems are absent. The organs of the hive's original power and control systems are manifestly exposed about the vault. It is shut, but you can see where it has been breached in several places, too small to permit a marine ingress.
Alright.
Is there a console right nearby the door?
There was once. You can actually see the remains of the data lectern where it would have stood. Something has torn it free, whether one of the native life forms or the tectonic aftershocks of the hive sinking, you don't know. But the cables and the machinery which once fed it are manifest about the vault. You said you were using your scope, Theros. There is residual heat in some of the cables in these walls. You can see it quite clearly on the scope.
Then examine the servitor.
The servitor was once integral to the targeting cogitation system of this gun. It is long since gone, literally digested away by the water. The bone, the flesh, all that hangs from it are the remains of the cybernetics and cables which once threaded through its wretched, withered husk. The gun can no longer function without its brain.
And there's still power to it.
I'm going to see if there's a data port.
Yeah, Fonta said he needs a data port.
Fontis, you said you were looking around for a data port.
Anything I could jack into?
A logical place to start.
Did we bring haywires?
Perhaps shutting down the doors and all the electrical systems is not a good idea.
The servitor is the gun itself, and the servitor is basically just a rusted lump. It will not serve. That is immediately apparent to Fontis's eyes. But the remains of the data lectern, if the info umbilical is still intact within there, that would do as a data port.
Alright, before we continue, let's get an inventory check. How many melta bombs do we have? If you have one, say aye.
Aye.
Alright, that's 3. So, any situation fail, we could just breach the fucking thing.
It is up to you, Commander.
No, I would
Do you want me
prefer
to-
to make noise either.
Want me to use a tech use to do this, or do you want me to just do it and then whatever I encounter?
Well, if you could give me a tech use roll, Havel, unmodified. you are searching the cables in the data lectern are a good start, but there are other ports or other exposed pieces of cabling around the room which may serve. So you fail by 18.
Yep.
Right. Unfortunately, the data umbilical has corroded away to uselessness within the lectern.
Alright. Anyone have any other ideas?
How heavy is the rubble? But then again, we're underwater, right?
We're underwater. Some kind of water. Mostly acid.
Yeah, but the door has a bunch of rubble, and the only way we can't really fit into the hole specifically.
Oh no, the door itself is clear. However, there are rents and holes in the actual armored vault door itself, too small to permit a marine entry.
Alright, I'll still take the fail, but I think this thing is calculating wrong. Yeah, I think I should have passed that, but it added, instead of subtracting 10, it added 10.
What?
I rolled a 50. My tech use and my intelligence is 50, but with my bonus it's 55, right?
You passed that.
Yeah, my tech use is, I jacked the hell out of my tech use when I made this guy.
Yeah.
So.
In that case, forget what that told you. You passed. Right. Okay. Knowing that you passed, that does change things. You actually find that the data umbilical in the lectern is still serviceable, Fontis. In fact, it's not only serviceable, but there is still just the barest amount of charge left in this, possibly enough to work with.
We have a set of commands, maybe dependent on how well his tech use was. Wasn't barely adequate.
Yeah. If you wish to try to open the door using the data lectern, Fontis, give me a follow-up tech use roll. However, subtract 10 from your intelligence plus your tech use total.
Alright.
However, I believe that using... it's not a mind impulse unit, is it?
Yeah, it is. It's a...
Oh, it is a mind impulse unit. I believe that gives you another plus 10 then. When you connect to it, it's quite clear that you are about to perform the technological equivalent of necromancy. The machine spirits that once guarded, monitored, and served their function in this archive are basically nothing more than scrap code now. But you, highly trained on the red sands of Mars itself, can try to override it using your own inbuilt algorithms, and that's where the tech use penalty comes from. If you succeed, let me know by how much.
So what were the penalties you wanted me to put on this?
Minus 10, and there is a... If you succeed by enough, well, you won't find out unless you do.
Before he
I passed.
rolls... Damn.
What's wrong, man? You can spend a fate point to add 10 to your total before to add 10 to the total you need to roll less than before you roll.
Yeah.
45 was that? And your total was...
Let's see, you told me to take 10 off my intelligence?
But your mind impulse unit adds 10, so that cancels it out.
Yeah. So 1 degree of success, I'm guessing?
1 degree of success. Right. Okay.
Unless I have 3 points in tech use. I don't know if that changes it. I'm not sure how to add that up still.
Connected to the ancient systems by a writhing nest of umbilical cables, Fontis performs machine rites over the corpse of the door's control systems. Long minutes pass as he grapples with the binary scrap code and ancient remnants of this system, when an enormous booming rumble echoes through the chamber, and the floor itself seems to shake as with a great cloud of rust and chemical deposits tearing free from around the central seal. The door begins to open.
Watch out for that corrosion.
Ready my heavy bolter.
The door, with inexorable slowness, drawing on the last faded vestiges of power from a reactor stack which somewhere within the corpse of the hive must still be producing the barest trickle of power. It opens far enough to permit perhaps 2 Marines abreast before it finally fails, and beyond you can see pillar-like shapes of a vast and what was once ornate archival sepulchre.
Hold up on 1 sec. I gotta turn on my lights. Much better. Continue.
It was once almost an airlock assembly, perhaps once a security checkpoint, but beyond that, after a few meters, lies the actual threshold of the sepulchre itself. Perhaps 2.5, 3 miles, so very, it's not far inside at all. This spire, oh no, not on the scale of a hive, not at all. This spire was once the purview of the nobility, and this ancient precursor to the modern House Bruellis kept its holdings here. This is its archival assembly.
Why would you want to?
3 fucking rooms. Protect.
So was this whole city? I examined the data lectern.
Sorry, Havel?
I'm going to make my way forward to the data lectern.
You disconnect from the data lectern. Did you say you were going into actually crossing the threshold boundary of the sepulchre?
Yep.
The ghastly shapes of melted skulls, their hollow eye sockets, long bereft of the senses they once contained, gaze at you silently.
I gotta make a
phone. From high vaulted arches, you enter the archive. The material, the ancient books, the great tomes, the banners, the rich trappings of faded nobility are long destroyed here. But exposed amongst the nests of cabling in their respective archways, you can see the fluted and crenellated shapes of ancient metal data stacks.
You did.
Righto. It's literally only a few meters.
Okay.
It is open. No, that was Havel's tech use. So
what
little
did you
room.
fuckers do while I was making this phone call?
Hello, Sergeant.
Yes. I don't like that at all. Arvek, I want you up there.
Yeah.
Pontus, you're a little bit too far up. Arlet, I want you not too close to them, but behind them. Amar is with me. We're in the back because I like him.
Very well, Sergeant.
You're good where you are, Theros. Stay up there.
I'm going to continue searching the room for anything useful.
Right. You enter the sepulchre. A few minutes of searching and visual examination confirms that even though they are covered with corrosion of their outer structure, the actual systems of the archive seem to still be alive. Brushing away clots of corrosive gel from some of the lecterns, you can see the faintest glimmer of light on their activation runes. Somehow, and according to the research of the Inquisition on Octavian 4 into how strongly these ancient data vaults were constructed in the early days of Octavian 4, seems to be true. This place, as faint as it is, like the chamber outside, is still alive. No, such would be the highest of tech heresies. The scrap code can be dangerous if it evolves or functions in unexpected manners due to its fragmented nature, but true artificial intelligence is the gravest of tech heresies. It must be actively pursued, and to do so under the Mechanicus's own under its own strictures and tenets, with little variation in orthodoxy. To do so is death, or worse, at the hands of the Mechanicus.
Alright.
As you enter the chamber proper, are you ready for the next piece?
I was kind of hoping to do a quick scan with the Auspex before we, I don't know, walk in there and get murdered.
Yep, you can indeed do a scan with the Auspex. Give me a perception roll, Hoji, using the Auspex's bonus.
Alright. I believe I have a perception of 47? What the fuck is it? Yes, 47. Ah! I'm an idiot. I'm still trying to figure out this.
Well, 56 would still...
Gives you a bonus plus 20. That's supposed to be to my actual skill. So if I roll underneath the 67, that's what I was
It's a
going.
pass. And
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
okay, so you've passed, Hoja. Right.
Initially wanted to see how big the fucking door is, but if I see anything else, I'll be
Well, the whole chamber, this archival structure, initially, is maybe the size of a modern cathedral in total. It's quite large, as you'd expect from the archival holdings of an ancient mining family. However, as you're sweeping your Auspex over the room, it is detecting a growing heat source in the ceiling.
Lovely! Is it time to roll for initiation yet?
Well, I will post up the next part. However, because you've passed that roll, Hoja, I'm going to give the entire team a bonus for their first roll involving it. Okay?
Okay!
So good job with that. Good thinking.
Thank God.
Well, I will post it up.
Yes. They're hot rocks and they're falling.
As you breach the main chamber, somewhere distant, the rhythmic groan of an ancient oral alarm system sounds like the bellows of an oceanic horror. A loud grinding fills the vaulted hall, and flakes of rust and fragments of debris tumble in a cloudy mass from the ceiling as an ancient hatch struggles to open. With a spine-jarring screech, it succeeds, and a fused armature the size of a man, capped with a pitted metal globe, jerks and shivers from it. The arterial cables still banded about it, flashing and boiling as some ancient power source fuels the decayed mechanism. Already the change in chemical density between its housing and the chamber is destroying the device, but a resonant charge continues to build within it even as it dies.
Is it a suicide bomber?
Hello.
Anyone who has tech use can roll it, as this is part of your briefing implantation.
All right.
Roll, Fontis. Oh shit, Fontis.
We're fucked.
You're supposed to say I don't know what it is.
The immediate designation of this device escapes you.
Can I burn a faint point to re-roll that?
It might not be important.
Yeah, it is my first one I've used. I'm gonna re-roll that.
Kind of feel like you're rolling to gain some. I don't know.
What's happened?
92.
Oh.
Way to actually curse me.
You burned a fate point and somehow forgot more. What you? Come on, man.
What is this? What is this madness?
What am I looking at? Wait, on update, I really don't know what I'm looking at.
What you are looking at, Fontis, its immediate designation escapes you.
I don't need any more fate points. I'm burning another one.
Wait, what? Technically, you can keep burning them until you're out, but it may be worth saving a few. I'm just saying.
So good.
There we go. Success. 4 degrees of success.
4 degrees, right, Havel. You remember clearly from the briefing, reference to ancient Metallus Noctris type defense systems. With 4 degrees of success, you know that the Metallus Noctris is a highly obscure set of design principles which were declared hereticus, but not hereticus in extremis, but they were declared hereticus by the more orthodox factions of the tech priesthood because of the almost living nature of the machinery that they utilized. Some say that the origins of these systems go back way into the past of the Imperium, possibly even delving into the dark age of technology itself. And they often used almost living or self-mobile systems, metal that could move and seek out prey of its own volition.
Heresy.
You got 4 degrees of success, didn't you, Havel?
Mm-hmm.
Right. From your study and your own hypno-implantation of the briefing data, you know that this appears to be some sort of living wire weapon. Once enough charge in it has built up, it would whip out like a series of living vines or whips, serrated metal, seeking anything unauthorized that it could reach and grasp with its metallic tendrils within the vault and either constrict it or tear it apart. And there stands a very good chance that the kill team does not have the correct technological signifiers on them to render its warlike spirit pacified.
clear the room as fast as you can. You need to get to the other side.
Is there another side? Is there a clear way to go?
There is.
There's
So
no.
is that- Sorry, Havel, go on.
Just gonna urge everyone to move forward, and I'm gonna plant a crack grenade on this thing, and then run myself.
So you're ordering the kill team basically to get out of range, and you're going to throw a crack grenade at it. Is that right?
Yep. And run.
Or did you say planned?
Plant one down on it
Plant one
and
down.
run.
Okay. It's in the ceiling, so several meters above you.
Never mind. Everyone just run through the room. Thought it was on the ground.
Right.
I'm gonna start running.
Planting the crack grenade on the ground won't do anything.
Yeah, I'm
Throwing
not
it
going
at
to.
it, you might be able to hit it.
Nope. I'm just gonna run out of the room.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, fuck that shit. Roll for initiation.
As
Initiative.
There you go.
there's actually no initiative, this is an environmental hazard. You don't roll initiative against it.
Fuck, but
As
it's basically alive.
it is, but
It's already building its attack. It's gonna
Yeah, okay.
passively attack no matter what you do.
it's,
Fucking run.
it's the same kind of thing as that you don't roll initiative against a landslide, if you know what I mean.
Are you saying we can't attack the mountain?
I'm
No, you
saying
can very
it's
much
going
attack
to
this
kill
thing.
you.
I'm just saying.
I assume I'm already through the door while they're arguing.
Okay.
Theros is gone. He is sprinting.
Can I shoot a crack grenade at it?
The rest of
As-
you,
Sorry, go on,
Run
Code,
for
just
the
say your
door.
thing.
the rest of you motherfuckers run for the door. I gotta argue with the captain here. Look here, you son of a bitch. You say we can't kill this mountain.
As your titanic forms turn in the water and run, moving against the thick fluid as through a nightmare, a boiling green flash erupts from the ball, and most of it falls apart. But with a rasping clattering, great coils of wire seem almost to separate from what was once a smooth ball, and almost like an octopus begin to flail and writhe out into the water, seeking blindly anything they can grab, and several of them begin to snake towards the kill team.
I told them to run.
Running.
I
No.
told them to run.
No, we ran with you.
Okay,
So we're all actually moving.
who is still in the? Who is not moving, and who is?
Well,
Oja?
if I am moving, I'm at the back, so I'm the first to get murdered.
Right. Can those seeking to escape the room? Is anybody not seeking to escape the room? That's probably the fastest thing to ask. Anyone?
Anyone's wrong. Everyone's
Everyone's
all-
a pussy.
Can you all give me an agility test then? However, thanks to the forewarning of Radagast's, Sergeant Radagast's Auspex suite, you all gain a +10 to this roll.
agility.
So you increase your agility by 10 for this roll. You may add your power armor bonus to this if you have any. I believe Mark 6 armor will provide it.
No, I don't know. I got 5 minutes.
But with Hoja's bonus, you need a 65, not a 55. Okay, so you failed, Theros.
God, you were at
Oh no,
the
you've
front.
refreshed it. You've refreshed all your fate points at the start of the session, guys. Yes, you refresh each session, and I can award temporary fate points for heroic actions and drama as well.
But if he dies, we can throw him in a dreadnought. Come on.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain it's per session.
Hold on 1 second.
So Theros has passed. So let's go down. Radagast, your roll.
Modified
Your agility, Radagast.
is 43.
So it's 53 with the bonus you gave from the Auspex. And what was your roll? Okay, so that's a pass. Radagast has passed. Fontis.
Fontis.
God, really?
Ah, right, okay. By the way, I'm sorry for my overly dramatic narration style. It seems to be alright
Do
with
it.
the Space Marine.
Do it, you
music.
motherfucker.
Rojas rolled an 82.
Oh, not Ronas. Oh, yeah.
Amar.
Yeah.
Do you wish to re-roll that, Amar?
Nope.
Just maintaining it.
Let's keep.
I'm keeping this shit, Grim Dirk.
Right, so Sergeant Radagast, Brother Arvek, Brother Theros, and Brother Aralud have all passed. Brother Amar has failed so far, and we're still waiting for Brother Fontis to roll.
I'm back.
Welcome back, Fontis. You need to roll your agility with a plus 10 bonus to your stat.
Are you saying that Mark 6 power armor, by the way, gives an agility bonus?
Yeah, Mark 6 power armor, standard Mark 7, and a lot of the other marks give a plus 20 bonus to strength, but they give none to agility. Mark 6 gives only a plus 10 bonus to strength, but it gives a plus 10 bonus to agility as well.
How much was the bonus that you gave me? 10?
Plus 10. So increase. What, you rolled a double
Beyond
zero?
Now we rolled a 10, but with the modifier it becomes 0.
It's a D100 roll, your agility, not a
Yep.
D10. So he rolled 10%. Yeah. Yeah. No, the modifier doesn't affect the roll. The modifier affects the stat.
Okay.
Oh, that's way under what you need. So, right, as I said, that your titanic form's moving against the thick acidic fluid. You move as though through a nightmare away from the flailing thrashing of the ancient dying machine. However, one of your brothers is despite your superhuman agility and strength, is slightly too slow. It could well be, but Brother Amar, with a rasping clatter, you feel one of these almost living lengths of monomolecular razor wire. Even though streamers and bubbles are boiling from it as it dissolves, with a rasp, you feel one strand of it wind around one of your great armored greaves and another one around one of your arms, and suddenly you are enwrapped in this shredding living wire. Begins to drag you back to the center of the room, and it rapidly becomes apparent that this machine was not designed to constrain. This machine was designed to kill those who would intrude upon the sanctity of the House Borellis sepulchre. With splintering sparks, it's the monomolecular edges which still exist on the structure begin to cut into the ceramite of your armor.
Can I use my Northesium to cut the cords?
You can.
All right. Let's roll for it.
Well, let me just make a roll here.
Oh fuck.
13 damage, pen 2.
Oh, that's not too bad.
You can see the scars on Amar's armor as the literally the living bio wire winds tighter and tighter. It's actually scoring the ceramite when, with a whining screech, his Narthesian blade howls to life. Right, I think we should take this to initiative now. Rolling a d10 and adding your agility bonus. It's only a d10 with no bonus for the biowire trap.
I got 10.
No bonuses whatsoever?
You add your agility bonus, Hoja.
Now, are we talking natural bonus, or are we talking about also with power armor?
Plus any power armor bonus you got stacks with that.
All right.
Okay.
I'm
Plus
good.
4. No, you don't need it. You don't need
It's
more 6 for that.
Yeah,
Power
no,
armor
it's-
history too. Like
Yeah.
fury, like lightning.
Yes, I do.
It's a +1. So I rolled the 2.
No, it's actually +5 agility, +1 initiative.
+5 agility. Okay.
It only matters if it affects it increases your bonus high enough to affect the first number of your agility.
Yeah, I gotcha. Roll the 2. My agility bonus is 4.5 fury like lightning. So I get a +5 bonus. So it's a 7.
Right, so then I got 15.
God damn.
I got a 6.
I have 11.
With the bonus?
With bonus, yeah.
Your angry, blood-driven machine of a friend here. Ah! How about we discuss philosophy?
That was actually one of the things that the Emperor insisted in his custodians, and one of the reasons why the success rate for custodian creation is so vanishingly low is that he didn't just want superlative superhuman warriors, he wished companions that he could converse with on all the subjects that the Emperor found relevant and interesting to him. So custodians weren't just created to be his guards and his personal warriors, they were created also to be his conversation partners in a way.
Ah, so Granddad was lonely.
Effectively.
Of course.
Although loneliness is probably the wrong way to put it. But yeah, custodies are created differently from Marines. Custodies are altered at the cellular level rather than the merely genetic. But their minds are assaulted with untold reams of academic, artistic, and other forms of sort of professional pursuits. and they are expected to imprint that information to an incredible degree on each subject. The reason most suitable candidates don't survive, and bear in mind that this begins when they're infants, this is hallucinatorium imprintation. Most of them don't survive because their minds literally cannot take it. They break and shatter under the strain. So to create custodies literally involves the deaths of thousands upon thousands of infants, and those infants have to have been found suitable for the process in the first place.
All right.
Oh Jesus, have it all right.
I'm hearing about this as proto. What the fuck are they called now? Huh?
What?
Proto
Yeah, fine.
Primaris or some bullshit.
Oh, Thunder Warriors.
Not quite. That's more like proto Space Marines.
Yeah, they were what the Emperor originally used to assist his retaking of Terra, but they were far more they were stronger than Astartes by far, but they were far more unstable, and basically they didn't live long. In terms of brutality and force, they were superior to the Astartes, but in every other regard, which makes the Space Marines such a formidable force, they were sorely deficient, and that's why the Emperor moved on from the Thunder Warriors and created the Astartes. Yeah, effectively brute force when needed.
They're a means to an end.
Give Havel 5 minutes, guys. I'll go
Yes.
make a coffee, actually.
He has to finish the job.
One second, though. I can post up the rules for the Biowire trap, though, if you wish.
By luck. And this time.
That's good.
Aw, yeah.
Yeah, 11.
Post in chat. Purdy, please. Yeah, it is.
We should be able to free him before it hits.
He can heal himself though. So if he survives the first round, some drugs in there.
Is it gonna like continue
Okay,
to
I'm back.
damage
I
if we cut it
want.
from the like main tendril, or will it continue to deal damage if we cut it off from the main tendril? You know, or
It's a cluster of them. Basically, if you imagine several spools of razor wire. However, if you sever them, no, they won't. Fontus can tell you quite easily that the cables have no. As strange and advanced as they were, they have no agency outside of connection to their mother machine. A rock is a nest.
Guys, before
Oh, well, yeah, they might. I'm just saying. You don't know.
guys,
Right.
we throw a melta bomb at him?
before y'all continue with shooting off and slicing off the tentacles, making a called attack like that has penalties to your weapon skill or ballistic skill of 20. You get a negative 20 to your roll if you call to attack the tentacle itself.
No, the tentacles themselves actually count as an entity. You're not targeting a part of it. If you were targeting a specific tentacle or a specific part of the machine, it would produce a cold shot. But actually, just attacking the writhing wire itself, there's no penalty. However, it may put you at risk of being snagged by the wire, because don't forget, this stuff's still thrashing around.
You gotta understand though, he was talking about cutting the tentacle holding on to Amar.
Right, okay. No, that would
Yeah.
just count as an entity in itself. There's also the central ball that the spools are basically unfolded from, which is literally, as you watch, it's literally falling apart.
Yes.
Are you okay, Havel?
Yep.
You okay to continue?
Yeah.
Okay. Just we're here for you if you need anything, man. We are.
Don't let me ruin
So if we're okay to continue, I believe the first action is actually Amar, the brother who's snagged by the Metalis Noctis trap.
Yep. What a cut! Going to be cutting that wire with my Narthesium.
Okay. So roll to hit. I'm not going to lie, if you're actually snagged in it, it's a plus 30 to hit this thing in a manner enough to do damage. It's actually wound around. It's winding around your throat and around your wrists. You know, like it's trying to restrain you. Not quite. But if it breaches the soft, when I say soft, if it breaches like the joints in the neck seal of his armor down here, it could be pretty bad. He's already, Owl already knows the sting of the burn of this water. Make a melee attack, Owl. Amar, sorry.
Yeah. Alright, it's a D. Which is it?
D100. What's your weapon skill?
Weapon skill is 39. Plus 5.
So 44. Increase that by 30 to 74.
Okay.
Also, this is an example of thinking the system. This thing will hit automatically. There's no defense roll against it once you're in its grasp. So an all-out attack for a plus 20 is a valid option. So it will take your skill to 90, 94.
5.
You rolled 5.
Yeah.
0, 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
Alright,
Fury of your chapter.
that's pretty impressive. Okay, I mean, that's what, 9 degrees of success?
I don't know.
Holy crap. Okay. I'll say, given the condition of the machine and just how well you've just rolled there, that you will do critical damage on a 9 or a 10 instead of just a 10 on your dice. Roll your damage, Amar.
Let's see. Oh, what's the damage for an Arthesium then?
It's 1d5 tearing, I believe, plus your strength bonus, plus... and it's pen 2, I think.
Plus, okay, I don't have any strength bonus. So.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, hell yeah, you do. You're a space marine.
Okay, so then it's what, plus 20, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
What's your character's strength?
It's 37.
37.
Multiply
Double the
that by
first
2.
number. So double the first number. So 3 doubled is a 6.
Yeah.
You then add 20, and then you add 20 for your armor's bonus. So you just add the first number of that. So you add 2, so that becomes 8. So plus 8. You then add the plus 2 for the Narthesium itself. I believe it's 1d10, 1d5 plus 2.
Alright, so
So that's plus 10. And it's penetration 2. So, and it's tearing. So roll 2d5,
So-
highest.
oh, it's 2d5. Okay.
Tearing, you roll an extra d10 for damage, or a d5 in this case, and you take the highest.
So it's 2d5 plus 10, or is it
It's-
2d5s?
It's roll 2d5s and take the highest one of the two.
Okay. 5.
One more.
What, you rolled a 9 or a 10?
Yeah, 5 and a 1.
5 and a 1. So...
Yeah, I'll take the 5.
Okay, so is that the dice appeared as a 5? Or it was a 9 or a 10, which is a d5?
Oh, you
Well,
rolled
you said roll 2d5s.
Right, okay.
One of them was a 5, and the other one was a 1.
Right, well, the only way to roll a 5 on a d5 is to roll a 9 or a 10, which against this thing is a critical hit. So roll another d10.
Well, if you're adding them both together, then it would be a 6.
No.
Oh, right. No, I just roll 2d5s.
I've got the numbers in my head. The only way to rolling a d10 as a d5 is 1 to 2 is a 1, 3 to 4 is a 2, and so on and so forth. So the only way to roll a 5 is to roll a 9 or a 10, which you've done. And against
Right.
this thing, it's a critical hit. So add another d10 of damage.
Alright, so another 2d5s?
1d10.
Which is 1 d10.
Okay. Yep. 6.
Okay, so 10 plus 6 plus 5, 21 damage, penetration 2. Right, with a mighty sweep of your arm, Amar, your howling Narthesium rips through strands of this wire like they're the sinewy flesh of one of the many, many aliens you've encountered over your career as an Astartes, and a huge chunk of them are ripped away, enough that you can actually free part of your torso from their clinging grasp. With half of you free, another strong blow should free you from this thing.
Alright. Can we actually do that? Do I have enough points?
Well, that's your action. That was your action.
You spend
So
Well,
you're now full.
Well, that first action right there was to cut myself free.
But you need to do another. Basically, you haven't done enough damage to free yourself from the trap in one. but
Okay.
you've done enough that it looks like you're almost free to you and your brothers. Hint, hint. So, as Amar tears himself free from the trap, next in the initiative order is Ice. Right, which of you has the highest agility bonus?
5.
5, and Radagast?
With or without power armor?
With. Always with.
-5 then as well.
Right, you both have to be awkward. Decide between you who goes first, then.
Ice can go first. You roll first.
Okay, Arvek, you're next.
How far away from or how far away from him am I?
You can easily reach him within 1 round and still make an attack as you turn back towards him.
Okay, then I will turn towards him and make an attack with my 2 chain swords.
Okay, so you're going to attempt to slice your brother free of the tangling wire.
Yes.
Right, make your attacks.
Okay, so I can attack with both chain swords, right?
Yes, but your offhand weapon is at -20 unless you've got ambidextrous.
No, I don't.
Okay. You can also use Swift Attack, which I believe all Marines have for free,
Yeah.
or Lightning Attack, which in later editions is actually basically semi-auto or full auto burst just for weapons rather than separate attacks, and you can flavor it as using both weapons. So it's entirely up to you.
All Marines
Attack.
have ambidextrous.
Oh, Marines are all ambidextrous, so yeah, it's only -10.
Yeah, I'll just attack with both chain swords.
Cool. Make 2 attacks.
What, I roll 2 D100s then?
Yeah, you roll against your weapon skill twice. What's your weapon skill?
Weapon skill is 50.
So it's 80 for the first attack, but for the second one, which is -10, it's 70. So you need to roll under an 80 on a D100 for the first one and under a 70 for the second one. So roll a D100 twice and tell me what you get.
First one is an 80.
And the second one is
So it's literally 2 hits, one on the nose and one with a large margin of success.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's roll your damage twice for a chainsword.
No, I have it all written in. So I got a 7 and a 12.
Okay, and then you add your strength bonus to both of them.
So that's a what? 12 and a 17?
Right, so after... Yeah, okay, fair enough. Either of your dice turn up a 10?
What?
One is a 9.
One is a 9, one's a 4. Cool. Yeah, so none of them exploded, but... So total is 12, so 22, 7, 17. And yeah, that's enough. Right, with wide sweeps of your blades, Arvek, you tear Amar free from the clinging wire, enough that he can free himself and stagger to safety.
You are free, brother. We must make haste and run before it gets another attack.
Moving.
You both pull yourselves away from the thrashing wire as the machine seeks blindly to clutch and grasp everything within its reach. Its reach is quite horrifically long. This would have once been a quite terrible defensive mechanism for the ancient archives. highly effective at grasping and tearing apart intruders, but in its decayed state, its life is rapidly ebbing away, devoured by the acid. Is anybody going nearing the thrashing mass, or are you simply going to wait for its life to ebb?
So we freed him.
Yep, Amar staggered free of the wire, but the machine itself is still alive. The wire is still clutching from the central globe.
I'm gonna reach back with my Macandrite arm and try to pull people forward. Like, grab my fucking arm, brothers.
Yeah,
Pull them through the room.
at the moment you are outside of its range. That is entirely possible. You don't need a roll for that.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not gonna go and engage it again. I'm out of its range.
At this point, you don't have to. You
Yeah,
essentially
exactly.
have 3 arms.
We freed it. We've freed the person who was stuck, and now we're gonna get the hell out of this room. So I'm gonna start pulling people forward.
What's the range?
Really. Each of the wire strands seems to be able to stretch perhaps 20 meters.
Excellent.
Absolutely. So you're going to basically engulf the root of the wires in warp flame.
Yeah.
Okay. Make me a psi test. That's right, and you need to get under your willpower. Also, the power itself, I believe, adds a modifier to your willpower depending on the power. It depends on each individual power has its own modifier, I believe.
Right here. So I guess it's the right one.
That's right. Do you want to reroll? What did you burn the first one on? Hasn't it refreshed at the start of the session?
Yeah, but I remember.
Right, okay. The warp is difficult to grasp down here. There is so much death that there is so little life that perhaps it takes a little bit of extra effort to draw on. Well, you fail to activate your power, so you can still make an attack. You fire your bolt pistol, and the subaquatic round cuts a bubbling trail, almost like an instantaneous line of rust-red bubbles between you and the globe, but it explodes amongst the mechanism. It doesn't appear to have affected the wire, except to dislodge more of the metal.
There's Hojo as well.
Haven't done shit yet.
Hojo goes first.
Wait, hold on. Chaplain, where's your roll?
It's a 6.
Oh my god, I'm blind as hell.
It's because of your power armor, Hoja. It's so old that the auto sensors have failed.
Oh dear lord. I don't think I even had time to turn around and leave this room.
Drinking the wrong kind of alcohol.
But yeah, pretty sure me and Chaplain haven't had time to turn around and actually engage this thing. Still in the other room.
Okay, so that was Sin, wasn't it? So next is actually Hoja. So, Radagast. Amara is free and being helped free of the clinging biowire by Arvek. You can actually see almost the sort of the glints in his armor where the wire has cut through the ceramite surface. What is your action?
Is he still down?
Who? Amar.
I'm not down. I'm just fucking hurt.
He's free of the trap, but he's standing up.
You're all at the moment outside the immediate threat radius of this ancient trap.
Wait, then why don't we just walk away at this point, unless it could chase after us?
You can. As it gets longer, it might be able to, snag you again, but it's not functioning as it once was. This trap is thousands of years old and badly damaged.
But it's heresy. We need to destroy it.
If you want, we can take this out of initiative, and you can simply act against it as after observing it for a bit.
No. I'm switching to squad mode as a free action this time, just to get something going. And actually, no, I'll take it as a half action. And I will activate squad advance, just in case anyone else wishes to make use of it.
And that's the one which allows you to share dodges, isn't it?
It's the one that lets you use reactions as a movement.
Yeah, that's right. Basically, arranging the squad's pattern and its defensive posture to best respond to the groping of the wire. Wow, that sounded wrong.
So the idea... Goddamn. So the idea is as it tries to attack you, you can actually move away from it if you're in squad mode.
Very good. Agreement, basically the entire squad agrees to squad mode?
Yes.
Squad mode is in effect then.
1 cohesion point lost. We start with 6.
Okay. So you're better placed to deal with the wire. As Radagast directs the team into defensive positions, it moves to Chaplain, also known as Aralud, the White Scar.
I'm gonna empty my bolter, my heavy bolter, complete round into the ceiling, into the base of the mechanism.
Understood. Right. It's a full auto burst.
Yep.
It's a large target, so it's plus the whole mechanism is plus 20.
And I get a plus 10 bonus for my motion predictor.
Very well. So add 30 to your ballistic skill. What's your ballistic skill?
The skill is 46.
So that becomes 76. And minus 20, I believe, for the full auto. Right, make your roll.
I rolled a 74. I'm gonna burn fate. What is it with burning fate points? It's an 83.
93.
83.
Right. You unleash a thunderous cavalcade of destruction to the ceiling, tearing quite a large chunk out of the substructure, actually. The bolter explosions detonate in a rippling cacophony, but somehow the mechanism clings to life, even though around it, machinery like the guts of a disemboweled creature flops and uncoils from the ceiling. Right. It cannot reach you. Do you wish to go to another round of initiative, or take it out and basically observe the wire?
That's up to you, motherfucker. I gave you the option to leave. Will you?
Yes. You should leave before it can attack us again.
Tactical retreat. Let's get out of here.
Are you all agreeing tonight?
Cowards live forever.
And they shall know no fear. This is not cowardice. This is a tactical retreat.
I am not talking about us. I'm
Does
just
anybody
stating a
object
fact.
to this? No objections? Right. I'm saying that out of game to each player. You have no objections to your characters performing a tactical retreat?
Nope.
Remember, they don't go.
Very well. The kill team falls back before the grasping trap. Fortunately, Amar's armor is still intact. It has not been breached to the corrosive waters of Flogis. And within a few minutes, with a sparking sputter, the last remaining tendrils of groping biowire shudder and fall inert in the water as the mechanism, destroyed by the acid, finally burns out completely. If other traps existed within the archive, they have failed to deploy. Perhaps what you witnessed was the last shuddering gasps of a security system that clung tenaciously to technological existence over the millennia to finally sputter out here in the face of the Emperor's finest.
Alright.
So when we're in squad mode, these squad mode abilities for each chapter are in effect, or?
I'm gonna explain this.
Yeah.
We are not in squad mode. Only I am in squad mode. You all have to enter manually or do a cohesion test. As for the chapter bonuses, if you are the squad leader and you are a particular chapter, you may use your own chapter squad mode abilities. And if you are a tactical with a certain talent, you can give others the possibility of using it. If they are of the same chapter or from a successor, they can also use the same squad mode ability. Otherwise, we can only share squad mode abilities that have come with whatever oath we have taken, of which we have Squad Advance, Bolt Assault, and Furious Charge to start with. It takes a full turn to enter squad mode without a cohesion test. We all get one free pass of a cohesion test per mission, but only one.
It's dead, and there does not appear to be any further traps in this cathedral-sized data sepulchre.
A little paranoid psyker. Well, the aspects was fine for like 50 meters, man. If it would picked up the last thing, it would pick up the next thing in the next room for a bit.
You see heat traces from the chemical reactions in the waters of Flogis, and you see what could have once been mechanisms, but not enough heat to indicate that they ever activated. Last twitches of the corpse of the security system.
That's not too bad of a thing. The last one did not kill us. Perhaps we should get on with finding it is what we are looking for. the Caradon.
We all have a death wish.
Well said. Pontus! Point us in the next direction, please.
That's acknowledging your sergeant, isn't it? It's like, Fontis.
Yeah, last time I had a buddy that did that to our sergeant, he got 25.
Now, I actually like him, so...
Yeah, to be fair, he's a Marine's malevolent. Somebody even acknowledging his existence is probably a plus.
Yeah, pretty good. Makes you feel good. What the fuck are we doing, Tech Marine?
Right.
Aside from arguing Deathwatch captain. That sack of shit.
I don't know. You're the sergeant.
Yes. Well, we are in this archive, and I need a clue as to where we're going next in this archive.
Well,
Because
your
it is big and
briefing.
dangerous.
The briefing was to ascertain the condition of the data stacks, and those that are recoverable, recover them. You have servitors aboard the submersible pod, and now that you have laid a suitable trail charting your course through the wreckage of the hive, can be summoned. Not all of them will probably survive, but they can be summoned to assist you with removing the stacks, actually getting the data stacks that are recoverable back to the sub.
Well, not with that thing in the other room still dying. Alright, brother.
No, that's dead. That's very dead.
Be honest here, Hope. Find a data port for this Tech Marine of ours.
Right. So you're initiating the recovery operation.
Yes.
Okay. Are you posting a guard or anything similar to any threats coming in?
No. On the assumption that the Auspex would have picked up something, unless there's
Very well.
some kind of unheated motherfucker in this room waiting.
Well, can I just kind of like...
Yeah.
Just,
You can stand sentinel over your brothers as they work.
No
Maybe
one
reach
is
out
in
with your
squad.
awareness, brother.
No one is in squad mode.
Right. It takes several hours of constant work, both by the Tech Marine and the Battle Brothers, over the basically the corpse remnants of the archives. You find that the alloy they are constructed of has indeed survived immersion in acid for these thousands of years. As well, they were so sturdily constructed that the data inside them, as far as Fontis can determine after communing with them, the actual data fortresses within are still intact. The Inquisitor will be most pleased if they can be recovered.
We can't have that shit. Hold on. Can the talismans survive in this acid?
Draw the Emperor's Tarot. Physically, to draw the cards, probably not. But Astartes, can you do that like mentally? Can you draw the tarot mentally?
oh yeah, you're not.
Drawing the tarot is like opening your warp senses, your third eye almost.
Yeah, that's,
Emperor's will. It's
warp
perceiving the Emperor. Yeah, it's perceiving the Emperor's will. You may.
my tarot is the Emperor's tarot.
Yeah, you may even visualize a tarot as a sort of mental discipline. You know, sort of I forget the word, but there's something to focus on to help channel the effect. That's entirely for you. You can describe that cinematically. But yes,
I
absolutely, you can. Okay. Now to maintain the mystery, I'm going to message you, Sin.
Kinky.
Of course you would.
Spread Grandpa's butt cheeks.
From 1 to 6.
So what did you get for 2 then? Yes?
I'll leave that to yourself.
Right, I'm just finishing now.
That's okay.
If you're on 99, then I get to have fun with warp visions. Here you go, son. As much as you will. This is guidance from the Emperor if you consult the Tarot, or supposed to be guidance from the Emperor. Well, that's how your mind perceives it. It's entirely up to you how you convey that to your battle brothers. No, from far away.
The confused psychic.
It's the warp. It's the tool.
Another blasted hole in the ground for the enemy to sprung from. Oh,
No, you don't see them from beneath your feet, Theros. From far away,
that was a joke, Captain.
not from below,
That's just,
but from without.
that's just the way. That's just.
It was a joke, Juicy. Juicy.
Hello.
It was a joke. No hard feelings.
I completely understand.
To move the archives, Fontis, this is what you found over the last few hours. With the aid of the servitors, you could have the surviving data stacks out of here in a few hours. Without the aid of the servitors, assuming they survive the journey into the hive, it could take longer. Almost certainly will, in fact. Well, I assume that you summoned them once you secured the archive.
Yep.
I assume a lot. There's plenty of this archive to look at.
Well, don't forget, you're not here to search the data, only the data storage.
I suppose.
If you've summoned them already, the surviving cadre will have arrived. Not all of the machines have made it. Several of the manipulator skulls have failed to turn up, but the actual main sled and most of the supporting heavy lifting equipment has made it through. You have enough. However, you yourselves will have to pick up the slack.
What the hell does that mean? We have to clear debris?
Yeah, effectively. It will help unless you want to make multiple trips.
Well, alright. Yeah, he is free from this.
Shall I stand sentry?
Yes, please. Watch over us as we do something stupid yet again.
In the water around, in the acid water around you, can actually see where the water is already corroding the weaker of the servitors. The skulls, the systems are becoming discoloured. They won't survive. They won't survive long, but they should survive long enough to get the job done, Emperor willing. Their beams
That's away from the corridor.
well. Beams of light sweep through the rust-coloured fluid around you as the servitors work, disconnecting data stacks and excavating info reliquaries from their slots within the arches. Within the best part of an hour, perhaps, you have the most valuable of the data stacks ready to be moved back out of the hive. It would have been impossible for a force other than Astartes to have accomplished this so quick with so little notice. For regular troops, encased in suitably protective gear, it may have taken days for them to get through if they had not been devoured by the horrors here. To get out again, possibly the same amount of time. This is why the Astartes were called for this. Basically, the resilience of your minds and the speed and thoroughness with which you can accomplish is not equal to that of the lesser of the Emperor's servants. The speed is of the essence, for as your librarian has told you, even now, the abominations of House Borellis close in. So, is it your intent, Sergeant, to make all speed once you have the bare minimum, or would you wish to acquire basically the maximal amount of material?
This material is not worth our lives. Just the bare minimum, we're getting the hell out of here.
Very well, Sergeant.
House Borellis. House Borellis is one of them. Is one of the council mining houses of the Octavian, of the sort of the genetically debased and inbred Octavian aristocracy. They were once one of the major mining houses, but the reason the Inquisition is active on Octavian has been basically during the investigation they discovered that House Borellis is now effectively a gene stealer It's incubating the taint of the gene stealers amongst its ranks. Well, initially it was attempting to spread its infection through the hive, but with the shadow war waged by the Inquisition, now it is truly on the back foot. These archives will hasten it. The data contained within these archives, although Abdharis does not explain precisely what is within them, she seems confident that whatever can be recovered from them is likely to hasten the death of Borellis. Now, whether that means physically or politically or socially, you're not certain. It may even be passed on to the mysterious allies she has amongst the tech enclaves. But basically, these archives contain something which can be used to drive a dagger straight into the debased heart of Borellis. This is why you're here to recover them. Not just slates, the actual stacks themselves. You could interface with them, but beyond the actual archival entries, it would be immediately meaningless. Just basically dry history. To perceive a pattern and the actual material that the Inquisition is so interested in would require, doubtless, cross-referencing with Abdharis' her acolyte's own research, which you can do, but probably not from down here. Well, researching the data here is not required, only recovering it. So, under Sergeant Radagast's orders, you're making all haste, yes?
Just pick whatever we can carry with less than one hand, which is almost nothing.
Less than one hand? What, balancing it on your heads?
The finest.
You think Marines train by balancing books? You trained by balancing chimera shells, earth shaker rounds.
More of a joke. You're a madman. Anyone else have maglogs they wish to use? Alright. If you have a bolter, it matters not. You suffer not any penalties from firing a one-handed. I guess I'm taking one as well. Free hand. Carry a data slate.
Can I put one of the chainswords away and carry some data?
You chose your fate, damn it. You use those swords. You don't have to listen to that.
That's not possible?
Can he actually holster a chainsword? Do you have a maglock, Arvek?
Don't worry about small details like that. But assume that you have some way to carry your chainswords.
Hands.
If not, perhaps the brother can act as a sentinel in the same way that Aralud is acting as a sentinel to kill anything that closes in close, while the heavy bolter wards off that which comes at range.
I'll do that then. I will take the front and protect you, brothers, when we advance.
Sounds good. And the rest of the brothers, I assume that you're assisting with the excavation operation. Yeah, Radagast. Well, I assume, and when I say that I assume, is that if you're willing to follow Radagast's orders.
You don't have to.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's also responsible for overseeing the servitors as well. Right. Do you want me to describe the next bit then?
Hold on. What the hell are you doing, Rojas?
Sorry, what?
What are you doing, Umar? You carrying data slate, sacrificing a hand?
Sacrifice.
Yeah, I'm wanting you to cut it off. Where I'm gonna crack.
I don't really want to cut my hand off.
No, I want you to hold this fucking data slate with one hand. Because we don't have pockets. And it's hilarious.
Very well. I'll take the data slate and equip my bolt pistol.
Don't worry about the small specifics. We're going to do the next. It's going to be like a montage, the next bit cinematically. So don't worry about small specifics. All I effectively need to know is whether you're on guard duty or whether you're on recovery duty.
Erlod and Narvek are on guard duty. You want that?
Sure, I'll go on guard duty. Used to it.
Montes, you want to go on guard duty? Even though you should be looking after the service.
You don't suggest, Sergeant. You order.
I don't really care what he does. I like him.
I'm gonna gather as many of these data stacks as I can.
The madman.
Is there a sled or something that these servitors are hauling?
I'm assuming they have pockets. Because it's their job. That's their purpose. We're made for this.
User,
Captain.
This one?
didn't you say that the servitors were hauling something like a sled or something?
The servitors are doing the servitorized sled, the recovery skulls. They're doing the vast majority of the operation. The skulls are encased in almost a bronze-colored metal as well. It's like you're surrounded by mechanical jellyfish collecting, or small mechanical octopi collecting and recovering things with their articulated mechadendrites.
Wait, so us actually carrying these data slates is suboptimal?
No, all of it helps.
Alright. Oh, move out.
Yeah, I'm just gonna maglock whatever I can to my armor. Make a cape out of data slate.
Oh. Alright, but yeah, move out. Erlud, Arvek, you guys know what you're doing. I hope Arvek is at the front, and I want Erlud to ride in the sled. Do it. You like speed, don't you?
Okay. You return through the guts of the hive back towards the submersible pod with your precious cargo of ancient data. And what precisely it is obscure. But the Inquisitor Abtaris desires it in the shadow war against House Borellis, and so it shall be recovered. Your exfiltration is not without conflict. Several mindless creatures of Flogis, some sort of multi-tentacled cross between a foul eyeless worm and a bloated sack of acid almost, amongst the most notable things which crawl, seeking the disturbance generated by the recovery operation. And your chainswords
Arvik.
sorry. Your chainswords, Arvek, and your heavy bolter, Aralud, are both well used on the way out. However, after a few more hours traversing the by now semi-familiar guts of this ancient sepulchre of a dead city, you finally emerge from the wrecked outer shell of the hive back out into the open waters of the chemical ocean, close to your pod, still bearing your precious cargo, albeit with far fewer servitors than you went in with. Many of them lost to the acid, one of which was outright swallowed by something which came out of the darkness. But your kill team is still intact. You have the cargo.
I didn't do dick. I didn't shoot once.
as you bear your prize back to the submersible pod, you receive a communication from the surface.
What the fuck you want, Captain?
One moment. Sorry, the GM is looking through his notes. Just pretend that it's dramatic.
Fucking watching it.
The communication which crackles over your Vox comms through the waters of the ocean, as you are shallow enough within the acid to receive it, is the following. From above, come through the water come several thumps and the sounds of conflict, and the communication you receive is from your brothers aboard the Grave Talon. They have engaged a surface contact. Grave Talon engaging, the pilot intones. For long moments you wait, and a series of dull thumps like the heartbeat of a leviathan sound from the surface hundreds of feet above, explosions muted by the thick fluid of the sea. Target neutralized. Auspex tracking submerged machine construct deployed from target vessel prior to excision. Unable to engage. Team Radagast, be advised.
How long did the descent take us?
Sorry, my music has ended. On the surface, the burning wreckage of an acid ship begins sinking over to its side, its guts torn open by a strafing run from the Corvus Black Star. But from its hulk, descending into the deeps, comes the segmented, shelled shape of a large submersible, bearing unknown entities towards the kill team's position.
How much time do we have? How long did the descent take us?
The descent, it took you about half an hour all told.
So unless it's a more advanced machine that we have half an hour.
I believe this thing has ascended before we have, and has started ascending before we have. So much so that they're able to find it before we did.
From the data that you share with your brothers aboard the Grave Talon, it seemed the Auspex read a machine, probably a submersible, similar to yours, but larger. And once again,
anywhere?
not yet, but you're still engaged in basically getting the archive material on board the submersible. Theros, you feel once again the press of cold claws against your flesh, and see the eyeless maw clamp down in your mind's eye. No, the hive comes from above. Yep, sorry, I actually missed out a bit. I should have posted there. There's actually a bit missing, but sorry, it was just about the conflict on the surface. So a submersible descends towards your position.
Whatever it is, she'll face it head on and eliminate it.
Thus obtaining glory, the greatest of prizes for the Emperor.
As you converse, the sled loads another of the data stacks into the belly of your submersible. That's just me adding
So I'm gonna start the submersible up.
Good idea.
You're ordering the submersible servitor basically to stand by to leave.
Yep. To make it ready as possible.
The servitor cannot argue with you. It literally has no capacity to do so. And so it prepares the fluid dynamic drive system.
Does our sub have weapons?
If we board, if we board a submersible and we start rising, they'll simply board us and attack us in close combat. Most of us are not ready for that. Send the submersible by itself. If it gets boarded, whatever. Nothing is lost that we can't recover later. While we can stay down here and proceed with a defensive position. What use do they have in destroying data?
We could move the data further down the hive structure.
It's also a good idea, assuming they're not going to come from there as well.
Would it be possible for, like, as the thing rises, for someone to hold on to the outside to protect it?
Yes, absolutely.
Someone
Hell yeah.
might need to air lit on top though.
Yeah.
Haunted.
Yes, but it's not designed to be sat on up top. Remember I described it like a segmented shell, like overlapping plates. It's to help its movement through the acid waters.
Not too worried. We have mag boots. If we divert it in any way, well, then we were fucked from the start. Though I don't see it being unstable enough to be thwarted by us. Hop aboard there, cowboy. Get us all up there. Fontis, throw Arrowlet up there. In your machine arm.
Closer. Hey, give me 5 minutes, guys.
You want to shoot them with your bolter? Is that what you wanted? Oh, goddamn.
So you're planning effectively to ride the submersible to the surface, or it will be recovered by the Corvus. But rather than riding within the submersible, you're actually going to go on the surface as a kind of defense, almost like a defense force.
Yeah. Well, when you put it like that, it sounds retarded. Well,
Top secret.
that's the thing, though.
When this machine was designed, people riding on it was not high on the developers.
If it makes you feel any better, most of Stardew suits have built-in mag boots.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
not a danger of us falling off.
It's not my intent to tell you that you cannot do this, because I am not going to do that. This is possible. However, in case of battle, it would not be the ideal platform to fight on, especially in hand-to-hand.
Well, honestly, it sounds like it'll be a negative to almost all of our rolls up there. Almost all of them. Well, they get up there.
So what were the 3 plans? Is to basically act as an external defense force on the way to the surface. There was meeting the opposition and sending the sub to the surface as almost like a decoy force. And there was meeting the opposition and sending the submersible to hide in another part of the hive.
A reach of
Get up there.
Okay. I believe somebody asked for 5 minutes.
This is stupid.
I'm not going to get into specific stuff like that.
But don't forget, you're also under a lot of liquid, so you're also losing momentum.
Just let it fall on your sword instead of actually swinging.
No, they didn't. But I'm not going to tell you that you can't because it's conceivable. It could be risky, but I don't want to be that GM that basically the players do something unexpected, tells them that they can't.
No, you can't.
I don't know, like, I thought of it like when like SWAT teams do like breach and clear kind of stuff where they're like all holding on to each other, something like that. I don't know. That's what I was thinking.
Plus, well, no, because this outer armor of the submersible is segmented. You can hold on to that. You have your mag boots. You have your superhuman strength to survive the pressure of a rapid surface. Your suits and your biology, you don't have to worry about decompression or the vents. This is all entirely possible. And if something attacks you, it adds to the drama. So, yeah, go for it, guys. I'm not going to tell you you can't. Oh, God. I mean, actually, hold on a minute, let me see if I can find the video. When they fight underwater, yeah.
Sure.
I'm back.
To give you an idea of what it might be like, guys, you might want to watch this.
Hey, all White Scars have a talent, Born in the Saddle.
Yeah! Yeah! Hell yeah! Giddy up, motherfucker!
Okay.
You need to get a white scars as cowboy hat.
Right. As the Terran minutes tick by, the servitors finally load the last of the valuable, precious archival data aboard the submersible pod. The ones which are too badly damaged to continue are left as wreckage on the seabed. The rest are loaded back aboard the submersible. The kill team mounts the exterior of the submersible pod, which begins to rise, which, on the signal from Sergeant Madagast, begins its steady descent back towards the surface and the diseased light of Octavian 4. For long minutes, you stand vigil in silent darkness, feeling the water rush over your armor as the submersible ascends. And then, through the darkness of the flowless ocean, you see another armored, segmented shape approaching you.
You may be in for rough times, brothers.
Rough. God damn it.
Angling down towards you is another of Octavian's strange, corroded, acid-traversing submersibles, but slightly larger and more elongated than yours. Almost whereas yours is almost like a spherical orb, this is more the shape of a trilobite. Do you know what a trilobite is?
No.
Yes.
Please tell me what it is.
In fact, this is similar to what the sub looks like, but without any exterior spiky bits. It's just almost like a tapering oval.
Alright.
Okay. You can feel you can almost feel the scraping silence which comes with the presence of the vile, unspeakable gene stealer. And as that sub approaches you, the Auspex is first, and then you sight them, shapes moving through the water with undulating motions, approaching, almost clawing their way through the water towards you. Gene stealers, a pack of them, first 3, then 4, then 5, swimming towards your submersible through the water.
We roll for some of that good initiative.
Let's roll for initiative, guys, and I'll be back in a moment.
What was it for initiative again, sorry?
D100. Oh, the D10. My bad.
Okay, well, I haven't rolled yet, so... One.
Initial agility. Okay. Don't forget your fury like lightning. That's for Mr. Rojas over there.
Yeah, what about me, sorry?
Don't forget your fury like lightning.
Yeah, which brings me up to a 6, though. No, wait. Yeah, that brings me up to a 6.
Yeah, all the people who would actually be able to do stuff. If they're a horde, I get bonuses against horde for my power armor history.
And I'm inside the submersible, aren't I? Like, oh, I'm on the outside. I never specified where I was, so
Alright, you're in the
I'll
inside.
be on the outside.
For the love of God, steer us correctly then.
Oh,
You have control of that.
right. I said I went inside originally, so I can't even see any of this crap.
Okay. That's okay. Fontus, you do what you want. 'Cause I like you.
Alright. I get any kind of aspects reading from the ship itself. But that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to steer us away from the bulk of whatever this crap is.
I feel like we're all just gonna die. Yeah. That'll work.
Low.
Do you want
I
us,
don't
do you
got
want us
any
to go
range,
down the throat of this fucking...
You have
I
a
don't know what
bolter.
it is.
Say you have a bolter and you have psychic ability. Please stay the fuck away from them.
Nah, we gotta get closer. I mean, I don't got no bolters.
You're just gonna.
Y'all should have been on the inside of this thing. We should just run.
Rebecca, you're just gonna have to be patient. Shut up, Saint.
I want to on fire with my chain swords.
I know, but just wait. They'll be here soon. We don't have to steer into them like madmen. No offense, Chaplain.
We could crash into them. You know, I'll probably just kind of like kick off at them. You know. And I think I have a bolt pistol. I don't really know. So. Well, do I start with a bolt pistol? Because if I do, then I have a bolt pistol. But
You do start with a bolt pistol, but you still have to holster one of your chain blades.
oh, screw that then. Never mind.
Well, I mean, yeah, actually holstering and changing a weapon in one of your hands is like a half action. There will be time for you to do that and then attack. That being said, if you have the Diplo Maglocks already, it's a free action. So you can just, I don't know,
Yeah,
Devil May
that's-
Cry swap your weapons on the go. Seriously, you need it less than he does. Oh no. Back food.
Oh my god.
Oh, brothers, the captain is with us. Juicy. No, we have mag boots, dude. Something like that. Not really much to hold
No,
on
I
to.
thought you guys were surfing on the top.
It's like smooth though. There's not much to hang on to.
Yeah, you don't need to use your hands. Mag boots are good.
Straight from the Tech Marine's mouth. What are you gonna do? Argue with him? It's a half action.
I mean, I'll probably just like throw a grenade or something. So I don't feel like a bolt pistol would do anything to a Gene Stealer.
You'd be surprised.
Like above and like in front of us. I didn't think they were like directly above us. Just like smack us against them.
Yeah, probably.
I feel like Havel's gonna be the only one living.
I'm back. Sorry for the delay, guys.
I feel like he'll actually be the only person to die somehow.
Yeah.
You don't want to know. Gene Stealers.
Thank you.
Jeez.
You counted 5.
We'll wait until
Okay.
he comes back to us.
What's the question, Sal?
Is there any kind of like auspex array or any way I
Yes,
control the
you
thing?
have an auspex array linked to picked oculi. Although the submersible pod has no windows, it is capable of perceiving its environment.
All right, I'm just gonna jack straight in with my mind link and
Okay.
take a look.
Override the servitor.
Yep.
Yes, he can. Because of his Deathwatch overrides, he effectively has infinitely superior authority over the servitor. So there's no question that the machine spirit of the sub will obey him if he connects to the sub. No, he doesn't need to roll for it. Basically, all he needs to do is plug in, and the rest of it doesn't require a roll. Don't forget, this submersible was acquired and prepared for the use of the Deathwatch. The only reason that you have to roll like down in the hive is because the systems are damaged and alien, effectively. Unfamiliar, ancient.
Wait, shit. Is
So
there a
what do you want
box
to
in
do,
this
Havel?
submersible?
What do you want to do, Havel? A what? Is there a fox?
Can you fucking talk to motherfuckers away from us?
Oh, Vox! For a second there, I thought you were literally saying, "Is there a fox in this submersible, and can you
Now
fuck
is
it?"
not the time for that sort of action.
Suffer not the furry to live, man. Sorry, that's a 1d4 chanism. But yeah, no, there is a box aboard the sub, designed for sub-acid communication.
Just a friendly question. We don't need it yet. We're all still alive for the moment.
Well, at the moment, the shapes are slithering through the acid towards you, clearly almost like predatory sharks, except for their multi-limbed, horrific appearance. Gene stealers, normally, you expect them to. I mean, in the artwork, they're purple and blue, aren't they? These aren't. These gene stealers, which have been brooded upon the polluted surface of Octavian 4, have an almost bleached appearance, sort of the pale pinks and reds of guts and bone white bleached chitin, almost like a chunk of, almost like the colours of severed gristle. They writhe through the water towards the pod. Their action is actually to make a full swimming action towards the pod. They will be here based on their current movement speed. As they slide through the water, it will take them another 2 rounds to make it to the pod.
Oh, that's not so bad.
Two rounds in the melee range. No.
Okay, no, I follow that.
Right. And what was your question about the submersible, Havel?
Gonna tell them what direction they're approaching from and about how fast, and I'm gonna try to take the sub towards the surface, but away from the approaching sub.
Okay, so forcing the gene stealers to speed up.
Yep.
Okay. That might actually get, depending on what Havel rolls as a piloting roll, that can actually gain you extra time.
Okay.
You are all fully aware of just how deadly gene stealers are in hand-to-hand combat. They're a challenge for an Astartes. However, gene stealers rarely carry anything that a marine, similar to what a marine can bear at range.
Basic piloting.
Yeah, literally, you direct the servitor. You instruct the servitor where to go.
What's the service?
The service piloting skill is an effective 30. However, with the direction of the Tech Marine and the Mind Impulse unit, that rises to a 40.
So just roll a D100.
Mm-hmm. So you're next in the initiative, aren't you, Havel? And Sin.
Yeah.
Look at all these bad rolls.
Look at a 60 and we do it. I got one. Fine, I'll burn my last fate point. Ah! Fuck you, Saint!
What the hell did you roll?
You failed.
Oh,
You rolled a 60 first time.
oh, right, okay. The servitor begins to respond to your instructions, Havel, albeit slowly, and the sub begins to angle away from its pursuers. However, the Gene Stealers redouble their efforts through the water. You've gained no ground on them.
Alright. That could have been worse, to be honest. Thank you for making the attempt. You need a specific talent to do that.
Yeah.
The one that Arvik has.
If you want a greater chance of hitting them, use the bolter in this at this point.
I will.
No, you have quick.
Action.
No, you have quick draw, so you can holster it for free. Mhm. By the way, what round are you using? Is it Hellfire? Is it Hellfire? Implosion. You know of their effect underwater. The implosion is quite spectacular. No, not in the update stats. A bolter is only capable of a semi-auto burst.
Okay.
Basically,
So
you fire with, I believe you fire with no penalty or a -10, and every 2 degrees of success after the first is an extra hit up to 3. Okay.
So I failed for my shot.
The rounds streak through the water, and one of the Gene Stealers twitches aside from the bubbling trails, and they implode behind the Gene Stealer in erupting bubbles. The creature is actually hurled forward slightly, tumbling through the acid by the force of the by basically the backblast from the implosion. It's actually sucked towards it and then thrown away. But it's otherwise, other than slight disorientation, it appears unbothered. The rest don't even slow down.
And it's not good. Okay, how far are they from us? Like, would it be possible to throw a grenade at them?
Not through the fluid of the water, no. But I believe somebody has a grenade launcher.
No.
Airlift.
I mean, don't get me wrong, you could throw a grenade. You are superhumanly strong. It just wouldn't be very effective.
Yeah. Okay, Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, so can I enter squad mode with
Squad
What,
mode. Squad mode is a full action unless you pass the cohesion test, in which case you roll a 1d10 and compare it
In
with
this
our current
case,
cohesion.
under the guidance of the sergeant, you may wish to have entered squad mode or your entire squad to benefit from the attack patterns and similar as you boarded the sub to begin the ascent.
Oh, so we're all already in squad mode then?
Only if Hoja agrees to that and the rest of the team agrees after that. Hoja, would you have instructed your brothers basically to... Would you have initiated squad mode for your brothers before you began the ascent?
That is up to them, unfortunately.
Well, brothers,
I'm
willing
down
to
for
cut
it.
you- Well, I'm willing to cut you some slack here because, you know, many people here are inexperienced role players. So you may choose at this point whether your squad is in squad mode or not. If you are, you can benefit from squad attack patterns that the sergeant can call out and the brothers can suggest. Okay.
That's my call.
I mean, I don't really care either way.
I'll just go with the majority.
Democracy in action. Right, okay. We'll say then that at the moment each warrior is in solo mode, covering their own quarter.
And
Down
after
the
this,
road,
I'll
motherfucker.
just pull out my bolt pistol and take some shots at them, I guess.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Okay, I get it off then. Yeah, I have 35. This
Nice.
What's that, 3 degrees?
Depending on his skill, I suppose.
yeah, 35. Yeah, so it's
Holy crap, the Gene Stealers can dodge in the water, by the way.
Oh, boy.
But they have a penalty because of the thickness of the fluid. If any of you are interested, you can have a look at the stats of a Gene Stealer on page 47 of The Emperor Protects. Oh boy. However, in this case, the Gene Stealer rolls an 80. Even with its bonus, it does not dodge. You have hit it, brother.
God damn it.
God
No.
damn it.
What you
Well, no,
do?
because like I'm gonna hit it, and then like no one else is gonna hit it, and it's gonna be a bolt pistol.
A bolt pistol hits just as hard as a bolter, man. It's just shorter range and slower firing.
Yeah.
So, the damage of a bolter, of an Astartes bolter, is 1d10 plus 9, and it's pen 4, I believe. However, it's tearing, so you roll 2d10 and pick the highest and add 9 to it. And if you roll what ammunition are you using? You're using standard subaquatic bolt rounds, yeah?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. So, yeah, you roll 2d10, take the highest rolling of the 2 dice, and add 9 to it. And if you roll a 10, tell me.
I got a 9 and a 3, so I got a 9, and then 9 plus 9, I got 18.
18, okay. Ow. Right. The lead Gene Stealer, slightly ahead of the others, you draw a bead on it and fire your bolt pistol. You roll a 10. Now what you do for hit location is you reverse those 2 numbers. So 10, 1, 0, becomes 0, 1. You actually hit it in the face. You snap off the bolt round with a perfect headshot. The Gene Stealer, although it's swimming evasively, catches it full in the teeth. It blows straight to its armored carapace. Actually, it blows a burst of alien blood and teeth into the acid. And although it's still alive, it immediately begins thrashing wildly in the water. And it doesn't take but the work of a moment to see why, as you see violent chemical reaction boiling around its mouth. You've penetrated its outer carapace, and the acid water of Phlogus is pouring into the wound.
Disgusting.
That's fucking hilarious is what it is. Hey, wait a minute. Are the insides of it immune to the acid all around it?
No, they are not.
Okay.
So they're basically like us. Then.
It's evolved a carapace to protect it from the acid, and it has no eyes. But if you, like your armor, if you breach its outer carapace, its innards are not evolved to take the acid of the ocean. The Gene Stealer thrashes and squirms in the water. It's not screaming, it has no lungs, it has no vocal cords with which to do so this deep. But yeah, basically it now takes an additional damage roll automatically each round from the acid. And you've done 12 wounds to it. A fine shot, brother.
Groovy.
First strike is to us, brothers. We must press forward.
Who's next?
Guess that'd be me.
Radagast.
Wait, so how many wounds does a Gene Stealer have? Like
20.
20, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, 100 wounds altogether.
Okay. How far apart are these Gene Stealers from each other?
They are swimming in a dispersed pattern, so perhaps there are quite a few meters between each Gene Stealer, basically. And you recognize the sense of the tactic. It prevents an explosion from taking one of them out. Now, you know from your hypno training, perhaps even personal encounters, Gene Stealers are cunning foes, and they're swimming dispersed to counter things like torpedoes, basically.
Damn.
Semi-auto bursters, yeah. Oh no, semi-auto was a half action. Fair enough.
I believe a standard attack.
By the way,
action.
I think burst is half as well. It's full auto, which is full.
Unless
In terms of music, by the way, 26 minutes in the Space Marine soundtrack is a good one for this part.
I don't mean to argue with the watch captain unless the rules were updated.
If they say full action, it's full action.
Oh,
But
okay.
what is your action, Radagast?
I was gonna switch shells, but
Switching
really.
shells? No. Switching shells with the fire selector is a free action.
No, not. There's no point. They're too far away for blast weapon. They're close enough so that cracking is pointless.
Were you thinking of using your metal storm rounds?
Yep.
Yeah, this isn't a horde. This is 5 individual targets.
Well, damn. I guess I'll use semi-auto burst plus 10 to ballistic every hit for 2 additional degrees of success.
Okay, so you hit with 1 shell for getting a hit. 20% under your skill is 2 shells, and 40% is 3 shells.
I'm sorry, I forgot my ballistics.
That's an important thing to know,
Yes.
especially for a Space Marine.
It is 57 right now. So D10 for actually hitting the fucker, right?
D100.
D100. Okay. Plus 10 to my ballistic.
Out of 7, that's the
Well,
burst.
my-
The burst streaks bubbles through the water, but that's a hit with that's a hit with 1 round.
Damn. Right now it's 57 plus 10 ballistic skill from the actual skill itself, from the actual attack.
So you'd need a 57 to hit with 1, 37 or less to hit with 2, and a 17 or less to hit with all 3 bolt shells.
Okay, that's just
So-
one hit them.
Okay. So again, the Gene Stealer. Fuck no! 71. They failed to dodge. Are you aiming at the injured one, or are you aiming at a fresh target?
Fresh target.
Fresh target, attempting to crack as many carapaces as possible, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Roll your damage, Space Marine. I'm using the Wizards of the Coast dice roller for this, by the way, so I can actually post these rolls up if you don't trust me.
Nah, that's good. I would trust you. It's, what was it, 2d10 plus 5?
No, that's the old rules. The updated rules for the bolter is it's 1d10 plus 9, pen 4, but it's tearing, so you roll 2 dice, you roll 2d10s and take the highest.
1d10 plus 4?
1d10 plus 9, penetration 4. The penetration of your bolter will automatically take care of their armor. So it's 1d10 plus 9 tearing versus a toughness of 6. You cannot fail to wound these things.
I can just roll 2d10s then.
Roll 2d10, pick the highest and add 9 to it.
Okay. 7. 16 then.
Yep, 16 damage, minus 6 is 10. 10 wounds, but the same thing happens again. The silvery streaks of the bolt rounds rip through the water and blow apart. 75, wasn't it, you rolled? Sorry, 57, reversed to 75, that's a torso hit. Right, this cracks the Gene Stealer's carapace around where its lungs would be on a human, and it begins clawing at the wound as acid begins eating into it, again thrashing and silently wailing in agony as a second of the 5 has their carapace cracked. Who's next?
Yeah, I was wondering what I was going to get to me. Alright, so...
Oh Christ, we missed you, Amar.
Mhm.
I do apologise, sorry, I was listening to the other guys.
Really fucking
No, it's fine.
I can't believe you. Oh no, wait, you are at 6, so you are actually now. So yeah, we're correct. We're still on. Right. Amar, what is your action?
Well, let's try and finish out that Gene Stealer that Hoja just fired at.
Okay.
I do have a bolter, so roll 2d10 plus 5.
No, first of all, roll against your ballistic skill. If you're filing a semi-auto burst is always a worthwhile shot because it adds 10 to your skill in this system.
Yeah, sure, let's go with that.
So increase your ballistic skill by 10 and roll a d100. You need to get equal to or under it.
Okay, so it's 39 plus 5, 44, so 54 plus d100. 9.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Oh!
Love that fucker.
54, 34, 14, you put all 3 rounds into it.
Nice.
And 9 reversed is 90, so it starts with the leg. So you actually stitch your bolt rounds. They slam into its leg and then 2 into its torso. You basically stitch the creature with bolter fire. Roll damage 3 times.
Alright.
I severely doubt it's going to survive this.
You never know.
I'll take my, oh fuck, who was shooting at the other Gene Stealer? Who was that again? Yeah. Is that one dead or no?
It's injured and it's taking additional damage from the acid water of the ocean.
Okay, we'll shoot that one right after. Or could I not do that? Okay, yeah. No, other than that...
So roll 2d10 and add 9. So roll 2d10 and take the highest and add 9 to it and do that 3 times separately.
2d10... Do it 3 times, sorry?
Roll 2d10 and take the highest and add 9 to the highest rolling dice.
Okay, 10.
You rolled a 10.
And then... Yeah, I rolled it. Yeah, I got a 10. And then add a 9, 19, there you go.
Alright, stop right there. Roll your ballistic skill again, please. As if you've made a ballistic, like you just made the shot, roll it again.
Okay, D100, right?
Yep, and you want to get up 54 or under.
8.
Roll d10. Right, roll a d10 again.
A D10, okay.
It's already dead.
7.
7. Okay, so 26 wounds to a Gene Stealer, which has 20 wounds, and take 6 off it. So, if this thing was completely uninjured, fresh and bright-eyed, you'd have just killed it. Okay, I'm going to stop you from rolling the rest of the damage there and just describe it. Right. Amar, you sight the injured Gene Stealer thrashing in the water, clutching its chest, and you raise your bolter. With the percussive thumps of underwater firing, you place with expert marksmanship all 3 of your blessed bolter shells into its torso. They punch straight into it, and the percussive detonations chaining together literally blow the Gene Stealer limb from limb. It erupts into a cloud of blood and organs blowing outwards into the water. The acid waters of Flogis already digesting it even as the last of its diseased cerebellum dies.
Good.
That was spectacular, Marine.
Thank you. Yes.
No, seriously. I've been GMing this game for several years, and you don't often see damage rolls that comprehensive. Because you still had 2 more full damage rolls to make against it.
Shooting like that,
Shooting.
perhaps you should have chosen.
In fact, we'll skip that for now, but well done is the phrase. The dice were... The Emperor was with you. Alright, so 1 Gene Stealer dead. Who's next in the initiative order?
Oh,
Chapman. And what? Bolter.
That's just if he hits the target, so.
How many rounds do you still have? Before they're on to us?
One more round once you make your turn.
Let me shoot a frag grenade in there first. This round. And
Frag.
yeah.
Just know they're far enough apart so that if you were to do that, the explosion would only hit one of them.
I will be quite honest here, Chaplain. A full auto burst from your heavy bolter stitched between them. You could probably hit 2 of them if you roll well enough on your roll. And it will do far more than a frag grenade will. And just the damage roll alone, a heavy bolter hits harder than a bolter. And you just saw what a basic bolter did to one of those Gene Stealers. No, a 1% is the best roll you can get. It's a double 0,
roll
which is the worst.
Don't roll on. Okay then. Let her rip.
Okay.
40.
Hoja, I believe the ballistic skill penalty for full auto is -20, or is it +20?
It's +20.
+20, yeah, because this system still uses the old rules. Right, so add 20 to your ballistic skill.
66.
Chaplain? 66. Roll it, and for each 10 you get under as an extra hit. And with a full auto burst, you can distribute that between targets, and for the purpose of their dispersal, because this is the exact reason they're swinging this pattern, you can hit 2 of the Gene Stealers.
And the motion predictor I have mounted as a gun sight. Does that help?
Stand again, so it's +30.
That's 76.
I should have brought more Gene Stealers, and I thought 5 was excessive.
That's because we have
59.
a heavy bolter.
I rolled a 59.
Rolled 59 of, what was it, 76?
76, yeah.
That's 3 hits. Ouch. Right. You can hit up to 2 targets, so are you stitching 2 on one and 1 on another? Well, you have to, I suppose.
Can I
And
choose
are they
later or
fresh?
now?
Are you shooting at fresh targets or the
Fresh
injured?
targets. Fresh targets.
Oh, you can also put all 3 rounds into one target if you want. That might be a bit of overkill.
It's 2d10 plus 10.
Fucking blow up on it.
Yeah, no. I'm hitting multiple. I'm hitting 2 fresh ones.
Let's get the stats for a heavy bolter.
2d10 plus 10. And it's explosive. First one,
Yep. Oh my god.
25.
25. No. Oh my word.
Second one,
What's
21. That's a good question. Do I have to determine it up front, or do I have to? Can I determine?
Sorry, I've got the updated stats for it. Right, they want start is heavy bolter is 1d10 plus 12 tearing pen 5. So for your first roll, dude, you rolled 2d10, yeah? What was the highest of your 2 dice?
An 8.
So that's 20 pen 5. Wow. So it's still extremely painful. It's done 14 wounds to one of them and cracked its carapace. So your second round?
The highest was a 6.
So that's 18 pen 5. Is that on the same target, yeah?
Yeah.
Blown in half.
And then
It takes
on to the
2
next
rounds and it shatters in the water. Not quite as spectacularly as the other one, but there is so much acid flooding into its carapace that you are actually watching it die in the water. It's not water, acid. And the last one.
5 and a 1. So 5.
17 pen 5. That one actually glances off. It explodes, but the explosion isn't as complete as the others. It glances off its thigh, but it still rips open the thigh, exposing a chunk of alien bone and viscera. And again, the Gene Stealer clutches its leg. All of a sudden, the brood of deadly subaquatic predators evolved by the Gene Stealers, or the brood specifically for this environment, are looking far less impressive in the face of the terrifying firepower put out by the kill team. The submersible following them begins to turn aside. It actually begins to turn away.
That's good.
The other Gene Stealers plow on, their movements through the water driven by alien hunger and the desire to kill, also by the desperation of the situation they face, but they don't react like humans do. So, next round. So what's it? Two Gene Stealers exploded, two taking on acid, one taking on one. So only one is completely uninjured. Right, so I'm going to roll damage against the 2 of them in the water, the ones which are taking on acid. One of them doesn't actually take enough acid damage this round to cause a wound, it's just agonizing. That one's able to plow onwards. The other one is actually eaten further away by the acid. Cloudy gouts of dissolving alien flesh bubble into the water. The three of them, the last one thrashing more than swimming, they claw their way closer. You can almost see their individual teeth in their fused mouths, and you realize they have no eyes. They have no eye that can survive in this environment, and their teeth have been fused together into a solid plate to prevent them from opening their mouths in this deadly environment. But their claws are elongated and wickedly sharp. So, that's their action. Next round, they will be upon you. Fontis, your action.
I'm gonna try to get away from him again.
Okay. We'll make your 40% roll.
Might as well smash the fucking submersible into him
Nope.
at this point.
Didn't work. Who's next?
Did you fail, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. So next is just older
Saint?
Saint Theros. Within range of a bolt pistol. Oh yes.
To get the most power.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. You had plus 20. Yeah, I believe you had plus 20 to your psychic test.
I start. Yeah, so close. I could almost double what I got on that. But
Damn it. Hoja, can you look up the psychic rules for Deathwatch? Because I really need to refresh myself on these. But for now, while you're doing that, if possible, man, Sin, can you roll your damage as you ignite the very waters of Flogus into a raging firestorm? Right through their armor. No, it's not a horde. It's actually 1d10 plus 12. Yeah, I'm looking at the living errata, man, which is the most up-to-date weapon stats. It's let me just make their dodge checks, their agility checks. You're hit by a flame weapon, and they are close enough now that they've basically bunched up on the attack. You can swing the raging flame between them, and it's spectacular underwater. There's another roll I need you to make in a second as well, but they get an agility roll.
Here, I think you mentioned.
Yeah, basically they make an agility test, and if they fail, they get hit. These guys have a very high agility, but they are penalised by the waters of Flogus. It's minus 20 basically. Challenging's plus 0. There is a talent you can get called Cleanse and Purge, which means any flame temporary weapon you use penalises the agility by minus 20. One's been hit. One has rolled aside from the flame, and you've hit 2 of them. 1d10 plus 12 twice. that
So it's
on?
19.
Okay. And
Right.
we'll say, is that one of the fresh or the wounded? I'm with you. Okay, so no, he can direct his flame as he wishes. I'll roll a d5. Sorry, I'll roll a d10 and find out which one evaded, basically. So what I'm going to do is 1 to 3, 4 to 6, 7 to 9. So 1 to 3 is injured, 4 to 6 is uninjured, 7 to 9 is injured again, and on a 10 I'll re-roll. 2, it's one of the injured ones. In fact, I should post up these rolls really for fairness, shouldn't I? There you go. There's the head. Oh, nice one, Chaplain, yeah.
I'll finish it
That's
off.
a fucked up story. Yeah, that actually finishes it off. The flame swallows it completely. If you've ever seen something like phosphor burn underwater, you've got an idea of what this is like. It erupts into a boiling fireball of thrashing limbs. It actually begins drifting off into the darkness, an incandescent flare, devoured alive by the living warp flame. The very rage of the chapter literally eating the alien. It's dead. Couple damage to its head. Yep. And the second one to hit. 1 to 5, it's the uninjured. 6 to 10, it's the injured. It's the uninjured one for the second one. Yeah, that still sets it alight. It bursts into flames, but for the moment, it doesn't arrest its approach. It's still swimming towards the sub, albeit trailing a great gout of flame. Now, Sin, can you roll a d10 for me? And if you get a 1, tell me. Right. You do not ignite a chemical pocket in the waters of Flogus.
Oh dear God. I might have killed this doofus.
The headshot.
That was the injured one.
There's one injured one left, which is taking acid damage, and there is one which is on fire. Yeah. So who's next? Oops, Sin's
That would
typing
be
something.
me.
Is that you, Ice?
Yes.
Right. Oh, 1 second. Ah, yes, Arvek. Arvek, the salamander. What is your action?
I guess I will just fire another bolt pistol shot. I mean, I wanted to like kick off and jump at them, but I feel like it's a bad idea, so I'm just gonna fire a bolt pistol at them.
Cool. As with your brothers, your fire and warp powers systematically take apart the alien foe. You switch your targeting to another target. Now, do you fire at the one which is on fire or the one which is taking on acid?
I will shoot at the one that's on fire.
Right.
Oh my god, I got an 8.
8%.
What the fuck?
Yes, yes.
Holy shit, was that a semi-auto? You can semi-auto with a bolt pistol. It's a double tap. It was for rate of fire of 2.
Yeah.
Was it a single shot though?
No, I fired multiple.
Semi-auto. Okay, so that's 2 rounds. Roll your damage. I'll give it its dodge roll. Fucking hell!
It didn't dodge?
Witness me. For some reason it keeps putting plus NAN in the total. I don't know why. But yeah, 85. It did not dodge. Oh my god. 79, 71, 70, 85. Fucking hell, I need to stop breeding these underwater gene stealers. They're shit.
They're kind of bad.
Right,
It's
roll your
okay.
damage twice, man.
Okay. be that one cultist that stabs us all to death. Don't worry. Dodge is fucking everything. Resist psychic test. He'll do it.
So I got a 7.
So 7 plus 9 is 16 minus 10. It's 10. Christ is still alive. Just your second damage roll, then.
I got a 10.
Yeah, don't. We could say that goes explode. We could roll and see if it goes critical, but believe me, just the basic damage alone is enough to kill it. So yeah, 2 rapid taps of your bolt pistol finally blows the life out of the one on fire, and although its companion thrashes as it's swallowed by the flame, this one, its spine severed by the exploding bolt round, goes limp in the water, and twitching, it falls like a burning star into the depths.
Yeah, that was kind of over because with my armor history, Death is Joy on crits, I get 2+ damage as well, so it was mega dead.
Oh!
Fucking hell. There's one left. Who's next?
So it's a Bane Blade. No, the acid one.
The one which was. Dude, what part of Marines are fucking hardcore, did you? Anyway, you might find out why there were 5 Gene Stealers here. It depends on your following actions, but who's next in the initiative order?
I think I am.
Radagast, your brothers are doing you proud. Their precise fire, stripping the life from the foe in gouts of explosions and burning flame. What's your action?
I'm just gonna... God damn. I'm not even sure I have to do anything. I should have stayed in the pond. What's for it? All I got left to do is semi-auto burst.
On the last one.
Yeah, why the hell not? Yeah, just about a farce. Rolled a 39 against my 57, plus 10, 67.
So it's a hit, yeah?
Hit.
How many rounds hit? Just the one?
I'm not sure. 39 versus 67. What is that?
So 67 is 1, 47 is 2, 27 is 3. That's 2 hits. Right, it rolls its effective dodge of 50, it gets a 47. Now, what that means is, it dodges, basically, as it rolls aside in the water, 1 round misses. It needed another degree of success to dodge the second, and it does not.
Okay.
So, here's the roll. I've no... Yeah, the one at the top was the previous roll, sorry. The one at the bottom, 47, 50 means it dodges 1. 40 would have meant it dodges 2. It does not get 40. You've hit it.
Don't watch, Captain. It doesn't matter. It's gonna die. Well, hold on. Let me whip this. Let me whip this.
The normal dodge is 70. However, they're underwater here, and all dodge actions and similar, while swimming for that, basically, as a spot rule, is minus 20 due to the thick fluid.
Alright, so 7. 7 plus 9, 16.
16 pens, so another 10 damage. What was the damage done to it previously? No, I think, yeah, it was the same again, wasn't it?
Was that the one I damaged with my heavy bolter? That roll was a 5 plus
17. That was 17 pen fire, wasn't it?
Yeah.
21. Yeah, that's a critical hit, level 1.
Alright.
you want to look at explosive critical hit level 1 on the leg for me, Hoja, and read it out for your battle brothers?
Oh god.
We might as well use this opportunity to explain the critical hit system.
I have to find it.
This is actually the first damage roll which has done under enough damage to not to blow a target clean in half.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's ridiculous.
And bear in mind, these gun stats that you're using were nerfed in the errata. They used to be stronger.
What is it, in the leg?
Leg hit, yeah. Explosive level 1 leg.
Level 1, huh? The motherfucker gains a fatigue level.
Read it out for the benefit of your brothers. Description.
Blow to the leg leaves the target gasping for air. The target gains 1 level of fatigue. Never mind, he's about to fucking
Yeah,
die.
do you know what that level of fatigue means? It's -10 to all its tests now.
Alright.
Your bolt rounds rip into the Gene Stealer and it plows on through them. The explosions and the ricochets somehow survives. It somehow keeps together through damage which would have dropped a group of humans.
Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me.
Clutching
That-
for.
That was for energy. Critical effect.
Oh, okay.
Explosive is a glancing blast sends the character backwards 1 meter.
No further effect.
Further effect.
Okay.
Literally blown back.
It's blown backwards a fraction in the water, and then resumes clawing towards you. It reaches for you with its sword-like finger claws, somehow managing to plow on through the hail of bolter fire being poured into it. Gene Stealers are infamous for this. Next character.
Rojas?
Yeah, alright. So we still got Gene Stealers, right?
Amar, the last one.
Alright.
Your
Alright,
sergeant's pouring fire into it.
I'll shoot the one that's trying to grab Hoja.
Make your roll, brother.
Alrighty. Fuck, I keep forgetting which dice it is.
D100. +10 if you're firing a burst. Or rather, D100, add 10 to your ballistic skill, and you need to roll equal to or under it.
Well, no, this thing's really, really close, isn't it?
Very close, yes.
Okay, yeah, no, full auto.
The updated bolter stats can't full auto, and it can only burst fire.
Fuck.
I know. Burst fire is semi-auto. It's basically it's single burst auto are the 3 modes.
Yep, but you just said I can't do auto, so...
And my auto burst, my man.
Yeah, auto burst it is. Right, so it's a 1d10.
1d100.
Oh, sorry. 44.
What's your ballistic skill?
44.
Add 10 for your firing a semi-auto burst, and yeah, that's a hit with 1 round.
Yeah,
And it's already dodged. Does it have... Wow, it does not.
Fucking lucky here. Endlessly lucky.
Nope, it's fucked up again. Nope. I was just seeing if it had the ability to dodge again. It does, and this is the roll. Fuck me. 50. It's -20 to its dodges while swimming due to the thick fluid of Flogus. Why do you think these things have all been hit? I mean, a 50 is still a fucking good dodge roll. cannot control these dice. These digital dice. Fuck me.
the
Jesus,
PG,
what's your damage, man?
Right, sorry, you just said roll for damage?
Yeah,
Yep.
1d10.
Alright, 2d10
Actually, no.
is coming up.
Actually, don't roll. It can't survive. The minimum damage you can do to it. Oh no, wait, it can survive because the minimum you can do is 4. It takes it to critical 5. Yeah, you actually roll.
Yeah, so 2.
A 2d10 take the highest.
Yeah, it's 2d10 plus 5, I believe.
A 1d10 plus. It's 1d10 plus 9, man, under the updated stats. But you roll 2d10, take the highest. There.
1d.
Highest is a 7.
16. Yeah, it's minus 10. That's 10. So it takes it from critical 1 to critical 11 on the table. And it only
Alright.
goes up to critical 10.
So I got a 2 plus.
Oh no, that was Hojo's roll. Sorry.
I fucking did it.
What's your damage?
Well, it was. I rolled a 2 and plus 9, 11.
You need to roll.
You rolled a 2 as your highest on 2d10.
Okay, plus 9?
Yeah.
1.
Just 2 is the highest.
Okay, so 11 minus 6 is 5. Critical 6. Hoja, can you read critical 6 explosive to the 44, which is the torso?
Torso.
Oh no, it's an arm hit.
That's an arm hit. Okay. The explosive attack shatters the bone and mangles the flesh, turning the target's arm into a red ruin, inflicting 1d5 levels of fatigue. The target's arm is broken and, until repaired, the target counts as having only one arm. In addition, the horrendous nature of the wound means that he now suffers from blood loss.
So he's actually gouting alien ichor into the acid ocean. You've blown one of its arms clean off and inflicted a level of fatigue to it.
Was that the end I was reaching for Hoja or no?
Yeah, we'll actually say that as it reaches for your sergeant, Amar, you raise your bolter and blow off the offending limb. Who's next?
Me?
The fastest member of our squad.
The heavy bolter.
Yeah.
Okay, good game. Holy shit.
No glory for me, all for the Emperor. My ass.
It'll kill all of us.
No, that's where it was hit initially. This thing has absorbed probably more than the rest of its brood combined.
Let's roll.
It's gonna kill us all.
Yeah, he probably will.
Nah, it ain't gonna kill me.
3 arms. Don't forget they have 4 arms. What's your base ballistic field, Champion?
My base is 46
So you have effectively a 66. It's
Plus-
76 to hit it.
plus the 10.
For the motion predictor, makes it a 76.
And
66. So sorry, 76, and you rolled a 74.
Barely
It's
hit.
been hit with 1 round. I think it's actually going to be automatically enough. It's already made its 2 dodges, dude. It really is because
I rolled 2d10. 1 is a 7, 1 is a 3.
so 7 plus 12 is a 19. Okay, 19 minus 6 is 13. So it goes from critical 6 to critical 19, and it only goes up to critical 10. Hoja, can you read critical 10?
Jesus Christ.
So what body part?
Oh, you rolled a 74, 47, so it's another fucking arm hit.
Oh. I almost remember that one. Oh.
Just read it, man.
Okay, it's actually... I'm gonna have to read critical effects levels 9 and 10 because level 10 leeches off the 9. Level 9 is, with a mighty bang, the arm is blasted from the target's body, killing the target instantly in a rain of blood droplets. In addition, if the target was carrying a weapon with a power source in its hand, such as a power sword or chainsword, then it explodes, dealing 1d10 damage plus 5 impact damage to anyone within 2 meters. And critical level 10 is critical level 9, except if the target is carrying any ammunition, it explodes as well, dealing another 1d10 plus 5 impact damage to anyone within 1d10 meters. If the target is carrying any grenades or missiles, they also detonate.
Nope.
It's
Good thing
just
it's
dead.
the Gene Stealer then.
So, we'll say that as this thing almost reaches its prey, clawing its way through shot after shot, burning and ripped apart by bolt rounds, dissolved by the acid, the last thing it perceives is the percussive, thunderous roar of Brother.
You can do
Yeah,
it.
so I can pronounce that name. Brother Aralad's heavy bolter, which blows it limb from limb, starting with its arm.
So it's sort of going through this cloud of
Ruined gene stealers, alien blood boiling into the acid. The entire 5 gene stealer brood, which alone could have gone through squad after squad of Astra Militarum guardsmen, didn't even reach the Astartes of the Deathwatch before they were blown to pieces. The enemy sub, which carried the gene stealers, is turning away from your sub, obviously in an attempt to escape retribution. What is your action? Do you continue your ascent?
We don't need any more conflict. But it is welcome.
Is it still within range?
It is still within range. Yes, absolutely. It's
Weapons free, but do not pursue.
Yeah, it's probably out of range, or no, actually, 30, 60, 19. It's out of range of pistols, but bolters and heavy bolters can still reach.
And I am in solo mode. Do I get my charge bonuses?
You're going to charge it?
I don't think that works like that.
No. Not for the sub.
Sorry, man. You only got your chapter. Oh, okay, that's what you're gonna do, huh? No, I'm just,
Sensors are overloaded with gene stealer blood. Oh, no, I'm joking.
Okay, so who's firing? Who's firing at the sub before it flees? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I can't, so.
Yeah, I could angle us closer to it.
this is retarded. Do it.
I just missed free XP. How much XP are we going to get every kill?
I don't. It's not like D&D, man. You don't get XP per kill.
At 18,
However-
we're catching this bitch.
However, for taking this out could count as an unanticipated secondary objective. That's how you earn XP. Yes, it is.
Now,
Of course it is.
Your submersible turns in pursuit of the enemy submersible. Gone from prey to predator in less than the span of a few heartbeats. The tables have thoroughly turned.
Wait. Inventory count again. Who has the melted charges? Say aye.
I got a lot of crack grenades.
No. You punch.
To plant a melter bomb on the enemy sub would require you to pull alongside it. He did. So you are actually in pursuit of the larger sub.
Yeah, it's gonna be faster than us. Unless one of us was fucking nuts and wanted to board the sub hilariously in a feat of superhuman strength, like I know they're thinking about doing right now. Especially with the addition of the knowledge that we do have melter bombs that could damage the enemy sub.
Okay. Are you actually going to try this, Havel? Okay. What? I was going to say, this will require an opposed piloting skill test. Now, I've made a D100 roll here, and you are not going to fucking believe this, but if you want to pull alongside, rather than firing, if you want to pull alongside to allow one of your brothers to deliver a melter charge to the hull of that submersible, you're going to need to make a piloting roll, or the 40% for the servitor. In this point, with the battle changed as it is, you have the opportunity before the larger sub can pull away. Now it's made its roll, you need to make yours.
Now, as much as I want to... Right, I'm gonna have to go.
Ah.
I know.
Yeet.
Sorry, Rojas. Are you okay for us to finish the scene, depending on what happens?
Yeah, sure. Go right ahead. I mean, even if I die.
Well, you're going to get full experience and everything from this if this succeeds, so you're not going to lose out on anything. Just sorry that,
Okay.
we're losing you at the end kind of thing.
Yeah, I know. It kind of sucks, but I gotta go.
Well, stay safe, man, and thank you for participating.
Yep, no problem. Keep it up.
Can somebody just look at that? Look at that in the chat.
Yeah,
How the fuck do I roll 68 twice in a row?
don't worry about it.
I'm not using this Dungeons and Dragons dice roller again.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to, aren't I?
Yeah, just make an account, you sack of shit.
Thanks. And somebody said a penis as well. Okay.
I'm not
Havel,
seeing any.
if you're pursuing,
I'm just
make
seeing
your
a bunch of
piloting
random
skill
stuff.
roll. All we need to do at this point is succeed because the pilot of the enemy sub has failed.
Can we propel Arvik across?
That's what
I
I
don't
other
want
sub?
to do that. I just want to jump at something.
That's what I wanted to do. Fuck it, launch the salamander.
Give them all.
You're about the bomb.
It was to pursue it.
What was the roll?
Oh no!
What was the roll?
100.
You have no fate points and you rolled 100.
Yep, so I guess I decided the mission was more important and turned us away.
No. I'll actually say, because it's 100, they effectively turn it into a success. Yeah. Basically, because it's 100, you can't fail any worse. Now, technically, there are no botches in the system. It's up to the GM. So, do we make this? Do I use a botch here, or go to another roll? Basically, another pursuit, another test off.
Just let it be the failure it is.
Okay, so I'm not going to add any exotic tests to this. Effectively, both pilots failed. So at the moment, I mean, one failed utterly spectacularly. But I'm not sure. I mean, what's the botch going to be? The servitor turns out to be an Iron Man and tries to kill Havel, or a Gene Stealer limb gets sucked into one of the hydrodynamic intakes and blocks it. Or...
I would just say that The Inquisition overrides controls and demands that we return to the surface. Close enough, they've just taken over the
Basically, my
fucking
two options
throne.
at this point are to impose a true botch effect as like a house rule, because 100 you don't get worse than 100, or strictly by the rules you both failed, so it goes to another round of rolling, and it's whoever succeeds and then somebody fails is the sub that succeeds, basically. So what do you guys want? What?
I mean,
I want both entities to roll again.
Okay, so do by the rules, yeah?
Yes.
Right.
I
Same
want
ones
to throw a
other-
melt the charger on this thing. There's
In
still
that
hope.
case, hold on a minute, my music has stopped. In that case, we shall roll again. Holy shit, though, 100.
I don't know about this.
A 9.
That's spectacular.
Yo.
Or Havel in the control module looks at the servitor that turns its head to look at him and he realizes that it's a gene stealer too!
Oh, that's good.
Ah,
And I wake up. The mission never happened.
Okay, so the next roll is a 58, which isn't identical, but it's disturbingly similar.
yeah.
What did you get, Havel?
Got a 9.
Oh, you got a 9.
Yeah.
You're the one who succeeded and they failed.
Melter time.
As the larger sub struggles basically to turn into the chem currents, the smaller sub, under the direction of the tech marine, rights itself quicker and with a burst of speed closes on its larger prey before it can bring the full power of its engines to bear. And it looms first through the blood-coloured darkness, and then close enough for one of the Battle Brothers to make a mighty power-assisted leap.
Alright.
Is that the plan? Somebody's going to try and jump?
Now, which one of you crazy fucks is first?
You should,
Oh, it's you, Saint.
Saint, you should let me do this.
Give him the melt-a-bomb.
You guys.
Give him the bombs.
Fire it. 2 melter bombs.
Salamander.
Yeah, but he can dual wield the
No, no.
melt-a-bombs.
We can take this out of initiative and make it a dramatic scene back and forth between the brothers, and then somebody makes the leap.
He
Dramatic
can dual
scene.
wield the melt-a-bombs.
Dual melter bombs.
Did it.
Not close enough to do it with your sword unless you jump aboard.
Throw your sword at it. It'll come back.
Not necessary. A melter bomb has a mag clamp as standard.
Saints in the Glory Hound.
Hey,
No glory for you, motherfucker. All for the Emperor.
Shot over you.
This
You fire a bolt rat. You fire your bolt pistol or bolter. Okay. The librarian fires his pistol at the approaching sub. The round spanging and exploding off its armored surface. Who's going to make the jump?
it's me.
Arvek of the Salamanders.
I
Right.
have Saint.
Sin?
Like, can I grab Saint's melter bomb and then like use both?
So you're going to carry both melter bombs over, yeah?
Yes.
give it to you, man. It's like a half action. Yeah.
Cool. Sin. You can roll damage for your bolt pistol if you wish, but this thing is very heavily armored. It has to be to survive the acid. It's not that you've missed, it's that the rounds have exploded against the armor, basically. If you fail your roll to hit, it can be cinematically described as an actual miss, or if a miss would be unbelievable, it hits but it ricochets off or does no damage. Do you follow? Well, yeah, technically it's a plus 30 to hit. No, you need a 63.
Not worth it. You're
Not
shooting
worth
a.
it.
It's like
The
shooting a
salad.
bolt gun at
I
a
needed to
Beyblade.
save him after he jumps.
Okay.
It's like you're shooting.
You are so absurd.
It's like you're shooting a las gun at a Beyblade.
I mean,
You get it.
I mean, technically, I could have just said that you shoot it in the background as like a cinematic description, but I didn't really want to take away like the opportunity for the damage roll from him. Do you follow?
It's
Take away the opportunity for him to use a fate point.
So again, damage, which is
It's still the same as your regular damage plus the special effects of your rounds.
all a 6.
And your second D10 roll.
6 and a 1.
So 6 plus 9 is 15, pen 4. What's the special effect of an implosion round?
oh. Ah shit.
What?
You got no notes, cocksucker.
I have no words.
In addition to taking normal damage, the target who takes 1 or more points of damage after armor and toughness from an implosion shell suffers 1d5 points of agility damage. So you're moving agility from this sub.
No. Actually, there's a way to work this in that makes a kind of sense. Right. Theros opens up. As you close in, Theros raises his bolter and rakes the enemy submarine with implosion rounds. The rounds do no damage to the sub itself. They ricochet off. But the implosion effects basically disrupt its stability. In effect, making it harder for the pilot to actually stabilize long enough to flee. If that makes a kind of sense, does it? Right, and in the middle of this cavalcade, it opens up basically an opportunity for Arvek, holding the melter bombs in his mighty fists to make the leap to the disrupted and panicking enemy sub. Arvek, are you willing to do this?
Yes.
stabilize the horn.
Then you need to make a strength-based athletics test. I'll say, yes, I'll actually give him a plus 10 bonus for your fucking up the sub's ability to flee, effectively. So,
I got a
what's
6.
your strength, Arvek?
Mine's 40. I got plus 10 from the armor, and then plus 10 from that, so I failed by 5.
Hold on a minute.
And it's
What's your armor mark?
Mark 6.
Mark 6. Oh, yes, that is plus 10. So,
I'm gonna burn a fate point.
burn a fate point, cool.
Burn it again!
Burn it again.
Can I burn more?
What did he roll?
Got 1 left, right?
What did he roll?
I got 2 left.
97.
80s.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's used any. So, are you going to spend another fate point, man?
Yeah, definitely.
Burn it again.
You just hear like a fading, god damn it, Xenos. And I explode.
No, if you roll a 100, you make a mighty leap and manage to attach the melter bomb to your own armor. You know, that's
Oh, okay, I got a 23.
He's an sorcerer,
Alright.
isn't he?
what did you make? man?
23.
You make with a mighty leap. You throw yourself into the gaping chasm between the two subs, and then your boots slam down against the hull with a clang. You're on board. Working quickly. Do you want me to describe the next bit, man, or would you like to describe it?
You can. Better describe it.
Hmm?
You can.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm bad at disguising things.
Okay. Working quickly and with the deft precision that his chapter is famous for, Arvek secures both melter charges to the hull of the House Borellis sub, which it is. There's no secret to that now. You're pretty certain who would bring Gene Stealers to the field. And with a singular mighty leap, you return to your brothers aboard your smaller submersible. As the sub turns away, there is two almighty flashes from the hull of the Borellis sub as the melter charges direct thermite energy straight through its hull in two places. Shattered and blasted black, the sub's rear end is almost melted through, basically almost sheared clean off, and gouting bubbles and internal explosions, it begins to sink, tumbling out of control into the acidic depths.
Yes.
Already had.
The return was part of the description. You don't need to make a roll for the return.
Nah.
Jump, retard!
It's a
Don't
bit
die.
cold in this water.
Of course, I could force you to make the roll.
Oh, okay.
Let's not.
I haven't
It's
tried yet.
3 a.m. here, so your submarine ascends towards the surface, and the strange green-white light of Octavian's sun in the bloody sky, as your enemy sinks mortally wounded into the acid depths below you. On the surface, you make contact once more with the Grave Talon. Your brothers greet you as it retrieves the pod from the water, with the cold, professional satisfaction of knowing that you've done that. Their brothers in the depths did their duty. You have successfully recovered the archives as requested by the Inquisitor, and your return to the Angelus Tenebrae is greeted as a triumph. The destruction of the Borellis sub and its Gene Stealer kill cargo is something that was not anticipated, and your response to the threat and the diligence and expertise with which you excised the threat is held up as satisfactorily exemplary. Brothers, you have strengthened the Inquisition's hand in the shadow war against Borellis, and you are rightly feted for it. Congratulations, but this war is not yet over. Borellis still stands, and until the alien filth and the insidious worm of corruption is excised from the Octavian system, you cannot and will not rest. The war continues. Congratulations, brothers. You have succeeded in your mission and an unanticipated secondary objective.
Alright.
I didn't think Bold Line side was going to work out that well, but
The glory accomplished.
It's kind of like listening to an audiobook.
I'm not as good as an audiobook because some of my descriptions are fucking terrible. I apologize for those who didn't come out right.
so have you been
do
recording
better,
all this
you're
scene? Or?
keep dropping. It's crazy.
Sergeant Radagast, your team have reflected, your leadership of your team and their actions have reflected most acceptably upon you. And your Oath of Glory has earned you, what is the effect?
If I'm not mistaken, it's an additional renown for every objective completed. So, getting to the data slates, the archive, bringing them back to the pod, and blowing up the enemy sub.
Recovering the archive, 1. Destroying the sub, 1. So that's 2 additional renown. The renown reward for this mission was 2. This has become 4, so you receive 4 renown each. No, that's 4 renown each.
It's all for me.
And in total, you receive 750 experience points.
Right above XP.
It was mine.
As well, each of you may choose to add upon your armor an honor mark for the death ocean, indicating that this has no game effect. It may simply become a talking point amongst the brothers, but it is a small mark, prayer scroll, or other symbol that shows that you have served in basically a killer ocean, an ocean of unusual lethality. I actually need to look up the actual honors system as well, because significant honor marks are worth their own bonuses.
How much XP?
750.
What would the insanity point I got in the first session?
Has no effect on you until it reaches quite high levels for Marine, and even then you can participate in downtime activities between operations to reduce your insanity point total.
Go wank a bit.
Danger Wank Marine level. Danger Wank Marine level is what's known as Tempestus Militarum actual live combat training.
Not yet.
Oh, you're saying in roll 20. I was thought you were talking about like on the character sheet, because
Roll 20. Let me find it. It is there.
How do you access to your character sheet in roll 20?
Oh, that's up to Saint.
Now, can anybody tell me, as a bonus question, why the Borrelis sub tried to run?
That's a good question.
It had
Half the shit.
Gene Stealers.
It wasn't expecting Space Marines. Borrelis knew that the Inquisition had found the archives, and it sent its brood, part of its brood, to destroy them. But Borrelis has no idea at this point, or at least, terrified rumors that Space Marines of, the Deathwatch, Space Marines clad in obsidian armor, have somehow been involved. This sub had no idea it would face Astartes.
So now the question is, did it have time enough to war the rest of the house?
Well, that is the question. But one thing is certain, that sub and its crew are now sludge.
Hojo,
No witness. What's up?
how much XP do you have?
I have 900 XP.
So
In
far,
total.
from earning from the 2 missions I've run, you should have 1,500 total.
Okay.
I never spent any of my XP from the last one.
In total, I have 14,500 if I were to spend everything right now. So not quite enough to rank up, but 1,400. Well, no, 14,500. Yeah, that's important for rank. That makes plenty of sense. I've been doing solo missions. You just don't know. It's not going to be on the roll 20 sheet. It's write it down on your actual character sheet.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. I have it. How much renown do you need to get to the next level?
25. No, 15. 15 for certain items. 25 for a majority of them.
Fuck.
Almost there.
4.
4. That's correct.
Oh, actually, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, I only got 4. Yeah. Kinda sad I didn't get any light anything on fire with my chainsaws though, but oh well. Yeah.
Yeah, come on,
It's
man.
like, I gotta blow up a sub and like.
Come on, man. You have done the Grey Knight thing and left no witnesses, man. Come on.
I never knew why Matt Ward wrote that in. There's no need to kill witnesses. Witnesses are not important. Whether or not people know they exist is not exactly critical to the Grey Knight's operation.
Hey man, I'm going to stop you right there. Don't think too hard about it. We all know it doesn't make any sense. If the harder you think, the higher the likelihood that you're going to hurt yourself because you're a sensible person. So just stop.
So am I just going to put this down under it? It was another attempt to be edgy alongside the Cornate Knights moment with the sisters battle and just leave it there. Yeah. Fair enough. Was that alright, guys? Did you enjoy?
Yeah. Plenty of fun.
Can I do a short roleplay thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm forgetting the names too. Arvek.
We're in the decontamination.
We're not leaving this pod. That's not roleplay. I'm just fucking about. Arvek. I don't like the name Squad Radagast. It's very plain and boring. You pretty much did the best on this mission, and I want you to choose a new name for our squad.
Okay, Commander. I'll have to think about it.
Do it.
I'm shit at naming though.
Have all week
Aye.
until we play again.
Oh, Sin, by the way, that
It's
picture,
quite an honor.
Yeah.
that picture you say you have posted on Roll20, I just see a great blank space where everybody's drawing stuff, but I don't see your.
Yeah, same.
The star map there.
Just blank space where we're drawing stuff on.
Blank space where everybody's drawing on and writing on. It was before.
There we've added detailed drawing of what happened in the mission. But what color are Gene Stealers? Or were they Gene Stealers?
The Gene Stealers on this world are like a sinewy white with splotches of pink viscera, pink, red, and purple, and a bit of blue as well. They look drowned, and it's the way they have adapted to basically the chemical contamination.
Nope.
That was just a massive dick. We were all wearing black power armor, correct?
Always.
Yes, the Deathwatch wears obsidian black power armor with a specialized silver shoulder plate, which is more than decorative. It actually has a function aboard the Watch Fortress and other Deathwatch installations as a form of identity. However, your right pauldron is retained from your chapter colours and always bears your chapter symbol. So your right pauldron is still that of your chapter. The rest of your armour is obsidian black, except for your left pauldron, which is silver.
Oh, this is a huge penis. Huh?
Wow.
Okay. In order for us to reach rank 2, we'll have to hit 17,000 overall experience.
Did you want more? Is that what you're saying, Tojo?
No. Fuck off, Watch Cap.
I only see one. Is there more?
One big one.
Some people see what they want. You know you want it, baby. Spaceman.
Yep, there it is.
Hell yeah.
It's real small.
Right underneath the cock.
Oh, it's our ship. It's the Grave Talon.
It's real small.
It's made for penetrating air. I want to find the eraser, man.
I don't know whether you're. I think you just have to use like the what?
Delete button. Select everything you draw and use the delete button.
Highlight it with an arrow.
No,
Highlight it and you hit delete.
You can only delete what you draw yourself.
You can just use the transparent thing and.
Hey, try it again, see.
It rotated the cock. Oh, this is supposed to happen?
No, it's fucking the Gene Stealers, so it's more accurate now.
Wow.
Yeah, thanks for playing, guys. I actually have one follow-up mission for this, if you would be interested in it. It's the conclusion of the Inquisitorial campaign on Octavian 4.
Alright. Can I eat some guardsmen?
I have a quick question. How many of our characters were on were in the Wars of Armageddon?
That's for you to decide.
I was not.
That's only because even the orcs probably didn't want Marines malevolent there, because everybody else is having a dead stompy fight and then just grot boys, aren't they?
No, they were there.
So I'm just being kind. I know they were there.
They were invented for that camp.
Aww. Goddamn penitent planet.
That's 3 of us?
I didn't write it into my.
Okay. Me as well.
Anyone else?
When you're naming your team, Ice, think of something appropriate, Space Marine, and you know, understatedly dramatic, perhaps, rather than something like Squad C Puncher.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was asking about the Armageddon.
I was saying because that sea was thoroughly punched in that adventure.
Squad dick fucker.
Squad smash fucker.
Just name it like Super Orky. Bone Cruncher or something.
Squad Grot Buster.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Get Smacker.
Squad Ed Cracker.
No.
Oh, hold on. We're just being hypothetical here, brother. I don't see the problem.
I mean, Marine's level and essentially works, right?
Well, you see, that's why I'm not naming it.
Some hive stuff and the map.
Oh, I need to get my drop pod for the day. 1 second.
I think I know what that means.
Oh, some friends convinced me to try Fractured Space, and it seems alright, so I'm getting the daily reward.
Oh, okay.
I like Fractured Space.
It seems alright. I've been playing a little ship called the Protector, and it's a little repair ship, so I've been toddling around behind my friends, just keeping them alive. It seems pretty fun.
I got a bunch of stuff unlocked in that game, but the Hunter is still just tons of fun.
Wants to be the Dreadnought. That's the spirit.
I'm not out to kill you. Yeah, but I showed you my dice rolls. What the fuck?
Still, do you
There.
think that one of the Gene Stealers, any of the Gene Stealers could have ripped one of us apart?
Yeah.
If they'd closed.
Fucking horrible rolls.
So, Stan, are you gonna upload this video, or are you recording this one then, or?